And for those of you who just joined, this is just a background. I'm actually in my chambers. And so if I don't really disappear. I'm still here. I'm just grabbing the file. All right. So Precious Kelly, Miss Kelly, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Okay. This is case number 2019-01356. Precious Kelly.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelli on behalf of Precious Kelly. Hi, Miss Kelly.
Hi.
She is a 303G. She is, I believe, the end date for her to get a license, we're looking at 2025. When we had a meeting the other day with Representative Shannon, I went through some of the hardships that Miss Kelly faces as a result of not having her driver's license. And Miss Kelly, I would be happy to read what you wrote to this group of people, or you can let them know what it means to not have your driver's license in your day with your children and your 3 jobs.
Either or, it don't matter.
Well, I think you wrote it so well. I think I'm going to read it if that's okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
that's fine.
All right.
That's
So not
fine.
having my driver's license has had a very big impact on my life. I have 4 children that I take alone, and it has cost me a lot of money. Not being able to drive is very frustrating. I work with my kids. I work and my kids are in school. I Uber them to school and daycare. And from daycare, I catch the bus to work on my lunch break. I have to Uber back there to the school and daycare to take them home. And then I Uber back to work to finish my shift after I catch the bus home. And everybody knows that's not safe in Detroit. I do that every single day, Monday through Friday during the school year, on top of everything else that I have to do pertaining to getting around to go grocery shopping, doctor's appointments, even taking my kids to a movie. Before I didn't care, and I would be buying cars and just drive because it's frustrating not having one. But after so many tickets, driving around scared of going to jail, allowing my kids to see me go to jail after traffic tickets, cars going to the impound, and me not ever being able to get them back, I decided to just pay all of my tickets with my tax money 3 years ago. And I thought I was finally going to be able to get my license at 25. I took the test after studying and passed on my first try, only to find out at that very moment I couldn't get my license until 2025. And if I drove, that date would get pushed another 3 years. I never even knew a law existed like this. And so that's what she's currently dealing with now. And I'll say, Miss Kelly has 4 children. She has 3 jobs. She works at GM. She works at Amazon. She's also a lifeguard at a public park in the city of Detroit and at the rec center in the winter. This is not someone sitting on her hands. This is someone who needs transportation to be a fully functioning and more than functioning individual. So this is a perfect example of how 303G is preventing this woman from being able to live her life and keep her children safe.
So Miss Kelly, we've been working together for a long time, you and I, and I've asked you to hang in there and be patient. This is, my first real opportunity to show you that yeah, we're trying to get this law changed. We've got some people who really care about this issue, who really care about reaching out to someone in your situation and saying you matter. And we've looked at this a number of different times and tried to figure out how we can go and get certain charges set aside and move. But I will say, you have also made the effort. You haven't picked up any new tickets in over a year, and so that reality, you're sticking to it, and that's a really harsh and difficult reality. I'm just hopeful that that we'll have a chance to see some real action on this soon. But for now, Ms. Kelly, it's going to be just about hanging in there. You have our support. Obviously, I'm not instituting any fines and costs. You don't have to make any payments here. I'm going to continue to delay all payments for you on this, and we're just going to stop and wait. But my hope is, Ms. Kelly, now we've got something building here. I'm hoping that we can actually affect a real change that will make a difference for you. So I know words don't move the needle a whole lot, and you have to still live your life. But I hope you're seeing I've got a lot of people here who are definitely behind you. Okay.
Okay.
So,
We care,
Um,
Miss Kelly.
so what we're going to do today, like I said, Miss Kelly, we got our update, and I'm just going to adjourn this for another review in 60 days. You were still good on the, I just want to make sure, because I know you got it. I want to make sure we've got the right address to send stuff to. I'm not going to put your full address on the record. Are we good on the Lindsay or the Lawn address? Which one's better?
The Lindsay.
Okay, so I will send notice to Lindsay, and Miss Chappelli will keep you updated. And here's my promise to you: if I hear that anybody's introduced a bill, or if anybody's done any action, or even if anybody's taken a meeting, all right, I'll have Miss Chappelli send you an email so that you know that you haven't been forgotten. Okay.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. Take care, Miss Kelly. It's good to see you as
Okay.
always.
Bye, Miss
You
Kelly.
too. Thank
All right. Mr. Lewis, do we have Mr. Lewis here? Well, I saw Mr. Lewis had come in today. Where is he?
He's there.
Oh,
Hello.
there he is. All right. Case number 23-00547, Javion Lewis.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelli on behalf of Javion Lewis. Hi, Mr. Lewis.
Hi.
Your Honor, he is in a situation where he has obtained his permit. He was a 303G. He just turned 21. So this is a young man that fortunately we caught early to avoid 303G having impact. He did express to me as well that he's very, very thankful for you to be in this program. And we also discussed how it's hard in his community to have assistance to go through the graduated levels. And we kind of talked about how when I was in high school, you just did it at high school and it was kind of fun. You were made to do it after school. But in any event, this man is now valid with a driver's license before you. And Mr. Lewis, I want to congratulate you. You handled this in such a short period of time.
Mr. Lewis, what was it like when you got your license? Did you, I'm hoping you smiled in the picture, right?
Yeah, I was nervous the whole time, but I'm glad I did it.
You know, what was so crucial about you moving so quickly was because you had a traffic ticket back in September of 21. It hit your record in April of 22, that one disobeyed traffic signal. So again, I want to give a shout out to the prosecutor here, because he had a no license and a 1 to 5 over speeding. If any of those charges would have hit his record, then Mr. Lewis would have been barred until 2025. So Mr. Grachowski and your office made an offer to 2 offenses that did not hit his record. So Mr. Lewis still remained with just the 1 charge, and Mr. Lewis didn't sit on that. You know, we saw him in May, and by August, he has a full and valid license.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Lewis, you know, I give you a great deal of credit. Mr. Judge Kolakowski, I think, was the judge that you first started with. And so you obviously listened to his direction and you made it happen. And I just, you know, what's it like driving now? I mean, not looking over your shoulder, all that kind of stuff. What's it like?
Yes, sir, and thank you too. But and I'm not really driving like that no more, but I do it. But you know, I like it. I'm glad I got it. You know, for times that I will be driving around, and now I am pretty good now.
Now, and plus, I can imagine if you're looking at jobs and things like that, you know, a lot of the jobs ask, do you have a valid license? And so, you know, we're real proud of you, Mr. Lewis. And obviously, I'm going to reduce fines and costs. Anything else, Ms. Chappelli, before this court imposes a sentence?
Credit to you, Mr. Lewis. Congratulations, sir.
Thank you.
All right. Let's see here. So it's the order of this court that on the charge of allowing a licensed person to drive, maximum fine is $500. I'll set that at 0. Maximum court costs are $500. I'll set that at 0. The state of Michigan costs are $125. So those are the ones that I do need to impose, but I've reduced it as low as I can. And the impeding traffic was $175. So the grand total is $300. But let's walk through this. Let's see here. In fact, I gotta make sure that Mr. Lewis is added to our roll of successful licenses.
And
Now,
Mr.
I think he also had to do a traffic class, right, Mr. Lewis? You're supposed to do a traffic class?
Yeah,
Okay,
Yes.
okay, so let's see here. So you have your license. I've reduced the fine to 125 on the allowing and the 175 on the impeding. So the total is 300. I will delay all payments. I want you to contact our collections department and they're going to stretch that out for you. So you can pay it month to month over time. Obviously, fines and costs need to be paid at the court, but I want to make sure that it's done in a way that you can manage and it doesn't break you. I do want you to try to get that class done. So I'm going to suspend your payments for 90 days so you can pay for that class, get that done, and then start your payments on your fines and costs. Got it?
Yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Chappelli?
no, but I did send you Renee's contact information, Mr. Lewis. She's the collections person you'll need to talk to.
Okay. Should I talk to her right after this?
No, because she won't even get the file yet. So, in fact, it's funny all the time. She'll say, they'll call me right after Operation Drive and I don't have the file yet, Judge. You can call her tomorrow. You can call her Monday. That's fine. Okay.
Okay. Yes, sir.
All right. So we're delaying all payments for 90 days. And Mr. Lewis is still going to complete the level 1 traffic class. All right. Good luck to you, Mr. Lewis. Congratulations. Well done.
Okay. Yes, sir. Thank you.
Congrats,
Mr.
Mr. Lewis.
Thank you.
And Chief Justice, if there's any time you want to, you could pop in anytime you want on mute if you want to say anything. Please feel free at any point. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Okay. Mr. Beverly.
Hello, Your Honor.
Mr. Beverly, let me grab your file. That's case number 23-00111.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelli on behalf of Robert Beverly. Mr. Beverly's been expired since 2014. We don't show any suspensions that would preclude him from going to start the process to obtain his license. However, he did indicate to me that he went to take the test and he was told that there's a temporary suspension. So if you could look at his lien work and see if there's anything that we missed.
Well, let's take a look here. So on the top of it just says not valid. And so that doesn't jump out as a suspension unless there's something out of state. Well, hang on a second. All right. So he had a speeding ticket. He got a speeding ticket out of Romulus. Okay, this is interesting. So he had a speeding ticket out of Romulus in 2013. Okay, it looks like Mr. Beverly hasn't had a traffic offense since 2013. Were you out of state at all, sir?
I don't believe I got a ticket out of state. Yeah, I'm not sure. So it was after I paid all my dues. It was the last time I was in court. I went maybe like a couple weeks later to take my written exam. They told me I would need to take my written exam, and they said I was on a temporary suspension, so I couldn't take the exam at that time. That's what I was told by secretary.
Okay, so I'm walking through your license right now. So everything on your first page is cleared. When I look through your record, I look for reinstatement dates. That tells me. So you took care of a ticket out of Sterling Heights in February of this year. It was an old ticket, but I could tell you took care of it then. Let's see here. I see. When you paid your ticket in Clinton Township in February, they gave you a 30-day suspension through April 1st. So from March 3rd to April 1st. Well, if that's the case, he should have been able to pay a 125 reinstatement fee and get it back then. That doesn't compute. He should have been able to take care of that at the Secretary of State. And the same thing for this old Romulus ticket. He has a 30-day suspension out of that, but that's a 125 reinstatement fee. So Judge Kay, are you looking at this?
Yeah, I'm seeing what you're seeing. When did you go in, sir? When did you go in to the Secretary of State?
It had to be, it was maybe a couple of months ago. It may have been in March, maybe.
Well,
Okay,
that's
so,
what I'm
well-
wondering if you just went in during that period.
That's probably it.
Yeah.
So, Mr. Beverly, so that's probably what happened. So you paid that Clinton Township ticket. All right, and then it hit you, and then that basically, even though it was a 10-year-old ticket, Secretary of State found out about it and then got in their time machine, went back to 2013, and at that time when you picked up the ticket, you were suspended. And so therefore triggered a 30-day suspension. Now that 30-day suspension, they couldn't give you back then, so they have to give it to you right now. And so that's from March until April 1st. So during the month of March, you were suspended. So, sir, go in. You can go in now, pay a $125 reinstatement fee, and you should be good. You'll have to take a road test and written test. You have to do all that, Mr. Beverly, but that temporary suspension, from what I can tell, is done. So, but just do me a favor. I'm going to bump this out like 30 days. Mom, I'm going to give you 45 days just to make
45.
sure you can get the road test and everything. But you got to do me a favor. If you get there and they give you another, denial for some reason, call Ms. Chappelli right away. We'll get you back in here right away. We'll run the record again right away so that we can figure out and get to the bottom of this. But that seems to me like that's the issue, Mr. Beverly.
Okay.
Well, but we're close.
Yeah,
Okay.
super close.
All right. So I will adjourn 45 days. We will send out notice of that next date. We're still good to send it to the Gable address, right?
That's correct.
Okay, cool. All right, I'm not gonna put your full address on there, but that's still good. Okay. And I think that's about it. All right, so Mr. Beverly, good luck. All right, and I still continue to be super jealous about the fact that I can never grow a beard like that. I don't know, man, that's just impressive, solid. So, all right, take care of yourself, Mr. Beverly. We'll see you back here in 45 days, all right?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you, Honor.
Judge Meineke, I just wanted to point out that my former colleague, Keela Crane, has joined. I don't know if you said hello or not.
Where's Miss Crane? Oh, thank you so much. You've been so helpful with giving me contacts and information who to reach out to and showing up here today. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much, Your Honor, for having me. Thank you, Judge Kowalski. Where I can't find you on my screen anymore. There you are. Thank you so much. Appreciate you having us here, Your Honor.
Oh, it's good to have you here. Thank you so much. All right. Let's see. Who else do I have? Angelo Asbury.
Ready, Judge.
All right. 22-01-287. Angelo Asbury.
Thank you, Your Honor. John Angot appearing on behalf of Angelo Asbury. Hey, Angelo, how you doing?
How you doing?
Good, good. So, Judge, unfortunately, we have a non-working number for Angelo. So, Angelo, do you know how to chat on Zoom?
Do you know how to do a chat?
On Zoom?
Yeah, here, what I'll do, Mr. Asbury, I'm going to send you a message, okay? And you'll see a little notification that comes up, all right? You'll see, like it says chat here, and then you just reply to it, but reply to it to me with your phone number, because I don't want to put your phone number all out there, all right? So you reply that to me, I'll get it to your attorney so he can contact you.
So, Judge, while you're doing that, it looks like Angelo's did have a license in the past. It expired back in 2011. There's a couple cases in the 36th District Court that need to be addressed. Both are misdemeanors, and both have current suspensions. Once those are taken care of, then he should be eligible to take the written and the road tests again.
I agree. So our action item, the thing we got to work on, Mr. Asbury, is getting a court date. All right, we got to get ourselves a court date at the 36th District. And before you have that court date, just make sure you touch base with your attorney here so that if there's any, that you're fully prepared before you go into court. Okay, understood? All right, Mr. Asbury, you still there?
Yes, I'm still here. I'm trying to just send a message.
Oh, I got it. You did it. You sent that. Well done, Mr. Angot. You get it?
I have it, Judge.
All right.
So,
So now
Angelo, I'm gonna text you. So you have my number, okay? If you have questions, whatever you need, feel free to contact me so we can talk about Detroit and see what you got to do to kind of, get that put to rest, and then we can work on getting your license back. With unfortunately, because it's been expired so long, you're gonna have to retake the written test like you're 16 again. and retake the road test. But we'll help you along with that as well, okay?
Okay, so I never had any tickets out of state or anything. So as of right now, the only 2 tickets pending on me to get my license back are in the district of Detroit. There's nothing else in no other counties.
Nothing
Well,
else?
you may- I'm
What's
sorry,
it?
Judge.
Go ahead, Mr. Angot.
I was just going to say, Angelo, I believe you have other open tickets, but the Secretary of State doesn't concern itself with open tickets. It's only concerned about open suspensions. And so the only 2 open suspensions that you have, which are tickets, are in Detroit. And I'll text you that information, and then we can talk after, in the next week or so to try and figure it out for you.
So, Mr. Asbury, Mr. Angot's saying too, you clearly have some other extra tickets that you will have to take care of because they'll generate traffic warrants. But it would probably be easier for you to take care of those traffic tickets if you get a license, that'll help getting jobs, things like that, and then you'll be able to pay those off. And so what he's saying is that there are 2 barriers, and they both are out of the 36th district. And now that he has your number, he's going to send you a text, and you text back, right? Mr. Asbury, you can text him back, right?
Yeah, I haven't received the text. Let me see.
Did you send it already, John?
No, not yet. I'm sorry.
That's all right. Mr. Asbury, just look for his text and just make sure you return either call him back or send him a text back, okay?
Okay.
All right, we got a plan here. 36th district, that's our focus. Got it?
Yes, 36th district. I did give them a call, and they let me know what everything I needed to do. They said I would have to come in person. Unfortunately, I had to move a few times, so I did lose my ID in the process, but my ID just came today. So they said I got to come in person with a physical ID. So now that I got that taken care of, I got my living situation handled. I don't have to worry about me and my wife, not having a place to go. So this is my number 1 priority now. And I already have contacted the 36th District Court. They did let me know to come down there in person with my photo ID, and they'll be able to let me know how I can take care of the fines as well as getting the warrant list.
Perfect. I mean, it does seem to me, sir, that once you got your living situation settled, now you can make this a priority. And so just, I've got you an attorney here. Just make sure you utilize it, okay?
Thank you so much, because I had to call in the court because of the fact of me moving. I didn't have any information from my lawyer. I had lost a lot of paperwork, so I did give the court a call, and that's how I was able to get the Zoom ID for today, because I didn't want to miss the court date.
And I appreciate you respecting the court that way. And let's see what we can do together, Mr. Asbury. Welcome, and let's keep working. All right.
Yes, sir.
All right. You're also.
I'll have good news.
Yes.
I'll have good news the next time we talk.
Let's get some good news. All right. I will. I'm going to adjourn this 60 days. Let's go out 90 days. We're going to go out 90 days to give him some more time to get into the 36th district, and just stay in touch with Mr. Angot. Good luck, sir.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you, Judge. We'll talk, Angelo. Take care. You got it? Okay, good.
All right. Perfect. All right. We got the line of communication set up. There we go. All right. Good job. All right. Let's go with, I think I've got Mr. Edwards and Mr. Thompson. So Mr. Thompson is retained counsel on this one. So let's go with Jeremy Edwards. Mr. Thompson, are you here?
I am, Your Honor. Good
There's
afternoon.
There's Mr. Thompson. How are you, Mr. Thompson?
Very good. Thank you, Judge.
All right. Do I have Mr. Oh yeah, he is in my waiting room. I think I'm bringing him in right now. All right. All right, Mr. Edwards, are you there?
Yes, sir.
All right. Today's date and time set for our adjourned sentencing review. Mr. Thompson, can you give me an update on how things are going with Mr. Edwards?
Your Honor, I believe we have a success story here. This case we have been here several times and had to adjourn. Mr. Edwards, I believe, has completed all his obligations in other courts. This was I'd like to say unique, Your Honor, case. I've had several cases like this stemming from the COVID pandemic where clients came to me with multiple violations in multiple courts. This was one of those, I believe, stemming from originally from a license that wasn't renewed. He wasn't able to get into the Secretary of State, get it renewed, which compounded into violations in at least 5 different courts for driving on a suspended, not able to make payment on those, not able to get into the court and take care of them. And then ultimately a couple criminal offenses, one being an OWI out of Bloomfield Hills. Mr. Edwards retained me, and I did as I've done in several cases here. We lumped them together and we took care of them. Got all courts taken care of. He's been sentenced and adjudicated in all courts. And I believe he indicated today he received his license back. He is currently on a 90-day restricted because of an OWI, but he did receive it back. Your Honor, if I could briefly allocute for this client.
Please, go ahead.
Okay, Mr. Edwards is 30 years old. He lives in Grand Blanc. He's in school at Mott Community in Flint, taking business classes. He works full-time, 60 hours plus a week at General Motors. He's obtained a good job. He indicates there. He has an 8-year-old, a 19-month-old, and a 6-month-old. He's engaged to be married. This has really been hard for Mr. Edwards, but he's accomplished this task of taking care of all these courts and all these fines and costs. And now is before Your Honor on his very last one. And my understanding, he just received his license in the mail and he is ready to move forward with life.
Thank you. This is great news. He, you know, what's really nice about this is that, you know, Mr. Edwards had a situation where, you know, he had a drinking and driving offense back in 2020, and this case out of Bloomfield Hills, just, you know, among these other cases, they weren't being handled, and he started working with me over a year ago. And he's been steadily cleaning these up, and Mr. Thompson's been working so hard with him, and he went and took care of his, you know, now 3-year-old drinking and driving, which he's now appropriately, you know, being restricted for it. But that being said, you know, this is a circumstance where, you know, this could have snowballed into a point in a reality, Mr. Edwards, where you never would have gotten your license. And so now I'm hoping that you appreciate what you have, and you're determined to make sure that it's that you never lose it again. Fair?
Yes, Your Honor, and thank you for your help as well along the way. This program has been great for me. It's been like quite a while since I've had my license. Now I drive right next to police.
It's kind of nice when you could do that. And you know, it's so funny. John would mention this before too, that we'd have people that would get their license and they'd say, well, I'm kind of hoping that I get pulled over so I can show I got a valid license. And John and I would say, no, you don't ever hope that. No, don't ever hope that. You just know the fact that if it ever did happen, that you're good to go, Mr. Edwards. And, you know, again, I'm counting on you, the hard work that you did to get your license back, you know, put it into the energy, because I'm sure you're still working with the 48 to finish up that probation and get that done the right way, get past these restrictions and move forward with your life. All right, that's our goal now. You've now gotten a taste of what could be. All right, and just protect yourself. That's the key. Healthiest choice as possible.
Yes, Your Honor. I have not. I've never been a drinker, and after that, I have not had a drink. So I'm straightened up and flying right.
And Mr. Edwards, the proofs. I don't know if anybody ever says this anymore. I kind of feel like I age myself when I say this, but the proof's in the pudding. All right. So, you know, I totally believe that the work that you've done matters, and it shows. Mr. Edwards, it's a sentence of this court. Okay. So we had 2 files here. Okay. So on case number 2019-00027, that was one that had been reduced to a public nuisance. That's a civil infraction. I told you back in 2022 that if you got your license back, I would reduce the $500 fine by $350. I'm going to reduce that actually by $400. So
thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome. So on that file, I've limited it to just a $100 fine. And of course, we'll put you on a payment plan. And then on the other case, let's see here. That one has the No proof of insurance and the allowing, and so we'll take that one. The no proof of insurance is the 175. And the allowing, I put a note here saying fines and costs not to exceed 175 if defendant gets his license. So I will beat that again and go another $50 lower. So on count 4, the fines and costs will simply be the 125 state costs. So count 3 is the 175. And the count 4 is the allowing, that's 125 in state costs. All right, so
Thank you, Your Honor.
so the total all in, 3 charges, 2 files. This could have been thousands of dollars. We restricted it just to the $400 and a payment plan. And you're welcome, sir, but just don't ever forget the reality that none of this happens unless you decide, I'm going to put the work in, I'm going to move forward with my life. We could give opportunities. You had to take advantage of it. Congratulations to you, sir. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you. I really appreciate it. And like I said, you've been a just a great help in this matter, even with easing my mind about coming to court. Like, you're a great judge, and I appreciate the work you do.
Well, thank you, Mr. Edwards. Go have a great life, my friend. Best to you.
Thank you. You as well.
Thank you very much, Your Honor.
Mr. Thompson, you did great work on this. Well done. Thank you.
Your Honor, if I could say something about your program.
Go ahead.
Your program is amazing. I've been an attorney 5 years. I've been in 96 courts in Michigan, especially due to COVID. I've had a number of people come through my office that have picked up 1, 2, 5, 6 cases, and it's specifically driving offenses, and they just compound, and the burden it has on people's lives. People that have jobs, they continue driving. They continue driving on a suspended license. They don't quit their jobs because they picked up a driving offense, and then they compound their matters. And your program is allowing people to have some hope. Most of these people just disappear and they keep picking up tickets and they keep driving. But this program that you have, it allows them to come to court and know that they're not going to be incarcerated, immediately on this offense. And while some people deserve incarceration, they can work forward toward a goal. And there's a couple of courts that people show up for arraignments on a driving while suspended. They must post 700 or they go to jail right then. They don't walk out the door. Some of these people don't have $700 on the day of arraignment. And this program's amazing. And I appreciate what you're doing for defendants here.
Thank you, Mr. Thompson. I need you to, get Mr. Thompson follow us around, Judge Kay. We need ourselves a hype man here. This is awesome.
I like that idea.
Mr. Thompson, thank you very much. You're always welcome here, and there'll be somebody else that you can help. All right. Good luck.
Thank you. Appreciate that, Judge.
Good luck, Mr. Edwards.
Thank you, sir.
All right. I think I've got Miss Douglas, Katrina Douglas. Case number 2201080.
Afternoon, Your Honor. Melissa Krauskopf on behalf of Ms. Douglas. Change my view here. We have so many people on the screen. So, Your Honor, Ms. Douglas and I talked yesterday. It looks like from the notes I have that all she needs to do is pay the reinstatement fee at Secretary of State. But when we talked yesterday, she does have, I believe, some open matters out of 36 that are going to have to be taken care of. She spoke with someone at 36 District Court who told her that she needed to fill out some sort of form with them and pay something to them as well. I don't know if that's accurate for purposes of getting her license. So I don't know if the driving record that the court has can shed any light on that, or if perhaps the form they were talking about is the reinstatement fee.
So, the court, it looks to me as if she's got, she can go in and pay I'm sure, a 125 reinstatement fee, and then she will have to go to the 36th District Court to get something cleared. What we can do for Miss Douglas, are you there? Oh, under Tom's. I'm just gonna, can you hear me okay? I think you're on mute.
So, Your Honor, I did call the different Michigan State, and they said I need, and I'm sorry, I'm gonna look this up on my telephone. They were saying that I need some kind of 625G form.
Yeah,
However,
so it looks to me like you had an old permit that was never cleared. You don't have any drinking and driving charges, so there must have been a permit that was issued, but
no, they never gave me I'm sorry, Your Honor. They never gave me a permit. He never took my license. I have bipolar disorder. So when they did bipolar disorder, so when they took me to the hospital, I guess, they realized I did not have alcohol, over the alcohol level. It was based on my medical condition. So with that being said, I do have the information. I have the police report, and I also have the case number, but I was never charged for alcohol. What is it?
Yeah, just walking through the record, it looks like, during the incident, it appears that there was a refusal of the test, which is why the 125 is needed, because she's well past now the refusal. But I did find it interesting. I thought, okay, well, maybe there was a drinking and driving charge, but it never was issued. And so there needs to be some clarification. She was never charged with this. But the reality is that I'm sure the Secretary of State with an open 625G permit can't issue a new license until that is closed out by the court. So yeah, that Judge K, yeah, that was that looks like it's the same.
Yeah, that's the one you're looking at.
It's the same incident. So she's going to have to get that cleared from the 36th district. Wouldn't that, in that your take on that too, Judge K?
Yeah, that is a hold on anything she can do. I think looking at it at the time that incident happened, I think she was not a valid driver at the time. And so the hold just kind of keeps you in the status you were in at the time of the incident.
Which makes sense until we get that cleared. But the reality is Ms. Douglas was not charged with and not convicted of that crime. And it appears that an investigation revealed that wasn't, the correct charge. And so Ms. Krauskopf, that does make sense that there needs to be something done at the 36th. I think, and my hope is that there's something that we can do to make that process a little bit easier. So Ms. Toms, I need you to write down a phone number for me. Can you do that?
Yes, I
Actually,
sure can.
and Ms. Krauskopf can follow up with you on that. So I want you to call my court administrator. All right, her phone number, her name's Tammy.
Okay, one second. I'm pulling this up, sir. Okay.
Ready? It's 248
Uh-huh.
246 3641. And Melissa, if you could follow up with her on this. Tammy's not available today, but she will be around tomorrow. Give her a call tomorrow. And I'm going to leave a note for her. She'll call down to the 36th District Court, to their court administrator, and see what that process is supposed to be like. And because really, she can never be out of that status until she gets cleared, until she gets a clearance from the 36th. There's nothing that she can do. And so we need to make sure that process is fully explained. Ms. Douglas knows what to do, and I think Tammy can help you with that. So I'm going to make a note here, Paulina. Let's make sure that Tammy calls.
Your Honor, can you please repeat that number because it got erased from? It's 248.
Yep, 246.
Okay.
3641.
Okay.
All right, so I'm making a note too, and Ms. Krauskopf's going to call you again too. So we're gonna walk you through this, okay?
Okay.
All right,
because I don't know what to do at this time, because I don't know if I was ever charged or, and I do appreciate all your efforts. I just don't know at this point what exactly I need to do, and I'm willing to do it. But I don't know, because every time I call the Michigan State, they tell me one thing, then I call you guys, they tell me another. And I do appreciate your efforts, but unfortunately, I just don't know what to do at this time. So
Ms. Toms, I think at this point in time, it's a little bit of a waiting game. And I know that's hard. And it's tough when I look at your record and I see, I'm looking even at she's never had any tickets that have had any points ever in her. Like, she's someone who, especially now that we've cleared that incident that happened in 2022, she's someone who should be, back on the road. And so I would expect if you call Tammy tomorrow, she'll
Okay.
talk to you tomorrow, okay? And then she'll make a phone call. Like I don't know how long it's gonna take to get stuff done there, but you should have
Okay.
answers. And then you and Ms. Krauskopf can talk and make a plan for getting in there and then doing what needs to be done. But Ms. Douglas, I don't want you to have to call 3 different places and get 3 different answers. You're calling one place and getting one answer, okay?
Okay, I have a very, I can say I can be very visual about doing these things because I work at Blue Cross Blue Shield. I work from home, but the one day I have to go into work, my husband has to take me. And so it's kind of like stressful. My, family and my daughter who just went back to college, this is, it's been stressful. I'm ready to resolve it. I really don't believe that the charges was, that's why the charges was not legit, or I don't want to say legit. I want to say,
Yeah,
I appreciate everybody.
Miss Douglas, you are totally fine. Just remember,
Yeah.
instead of calling around, call Tammy tomorrow. And then
Okay, I sure will.
Then Tammy will make calls for you and get that
Thank you.
information and then bring that information back to you. And that way, when you go there, I want it to be one trip. I don't want you to go multiple trips. My hope is
Okay.
that she can set that up so you make one trip, and then they'll notify the Secretary of State when that's all cleared up. And then the Secretary of State can actually, sort of lift that hold and get you a license, because calling the Secretary of State, they can't do anything until that's cleared at the 36th. So
Right.
that's why you're getting various answers, because the place where you need to clear this up, the 36th, that's our focus. Okay.
Okay, thank you so much. I
Oh,
really
you're welcome.
appreciate that.
Just call Tammy tomorrow. Okay.
Okay, I will. I promise.
Good luck.
Okay, thank you.
Let's see here. Do I thought I saw Rico Newsom here. We have Rico Newsom, and I'm
Yeah,
all right. All right, 2019-01-925, Rico Newsom.
yes, sir.
Melissa Krauskopf on behalf of Mr. Newsom, Your Honor. Your Honor, as the court knows, Mr. Newsom has matters in Detroit and Centerline that he's still working on clearing up.
Okay.
Though he has not been to court on those yet, although we did talk yesterday about Detroit and the amount of money that he owes there. Unfortunately, though, he also had a matter in Bloomfield Hills that needed to be taken care of. He was actually, I think, walking into court for that when I talked to him. So there's just some suspensions that he's got to clear up.
Okay, so it's one of those things where try to identify the place where you have the least amount and go there first so that you can get that one done, and it makes it more likely that you can then feel comfortable trying to slay the dragon and get this all done. Okay, so I would think he's going to get the one ticket in Centerline. Is that right?
I see one suspension. So
One
yes.
suspension. Okay. All right. So Mr. Newsom, were you able to take care of that issue in the 48th?
Yeah, I'm taking care of that issue on Friday.
On Friday. Okay. Okay. So our game plan 48th on Friday. All right. And then have you reached out to the 36th or to Centerline at all yet?
I couldn't call. I was at work yesterday, but I paid the Detroit tickets last year. I don't know where they coming from.
You should. Do they still? Is the case lookup still?
It is. It's not quite as good as it was before, but you can still pull it up. When I pulled it up for him, there are matters on there that are showing balances. So we talked about how he does need to contact them, because if he's paid fines on things and that hasn't been recorded, then that needs to be fixed. And or if there are fines on other things that maybe he doesn't know about.
Okay. All right. So focus on the 48th. All right. That's step one. That needs to be done. So you take care of the 48th, and then it doesn't matter to me, Mr. Newsom, but just pick one. Don't try to do everything all at once. Pick one, focus your attention on that. If it's going into the 36th and saying, hey, I paid this amount of money, where did it go? Because you may have paid a bunch of money, but there might have been some extra fees that were left open. I just plan on spending some time there and walk through it with the clerk and, do it, calmly, and just say, hey, I just need to know, what do I need to pay? Because the reality is, and this happens so often in this program, how can you even set up a payment plan if you don't know the exact dollar amount that you owe, you know?
Right, right.
So let's take care of the 48th first. When you get done with that, reach out to Ms. Krauskopf. All right, let her know that that's done. And then try to schedule, a date. I know you're working, but try to schedule some time where you can go into the 36th and actually spend some time working through it with the clerk. And then after that, we'll go to Centerline.
Okay.
Does that sound like a plan?
Yes, sir.
Okay, I'll bump this out another 4 months, Mr. Newsom, but I'm hoping that you will stay in regular contact with Ms. Krauskopf as this goes along, especially if you run into any brick walls. I can bring this in sooner. We can talk sooner. Okay.
I sure will. Thank you.
All right. Good to see you, Mr. Newsom. Keep working.
Thank you.
All right. Do I have Mariah Dupree?
Yes, I'm here.
Miss Dupree.
Yes.
All right. Case number 2015-86240, Mariah Dupree.
Ready, Your Honor. John Angot appearing on behalf of Ms. Dupree. Hey, Mariah,
Hey.
what's your weather like?
Who is really hot? It's in the hundreds.
But it's dry heat, I hear. Judge,
Yes,
as you
it's
know,
dry heat.
she's out in Arizona. This is an amazing day. Mariah's been with us for at least a couple of years. She's been, I see Melissa smiling too, because we've all gotten the pleasure of, or had the pleasure of working with Mariah throughout the time that she's just been pressing and pressing. And finally we're here, a different state, but we're not mad at Arizona. If it was Ohio, the judge might have something to say.
Yes. If it was Ohio, I would have something to say.
But you did it. You did it. We're all so proud of you. This is just a great day, and this is what it's all about. So thank you for getting it done, and congratulations to you.
Thank you.
I'm so pleased, Ms. Dupree. This one's hard for me not to get, frankly, a little emotional, because Ms. Dupree hung in there with us when there wasn't a ton that we could do for her. Because if I remember, Ms. Chappelli wrote a really nice synopsis of what happened. Ms. Dupree and I have been working together now since 2021. And so she was before our docket. It started in April of 2021. She had only had a state ID card. She cleared all outstanding suspensions. And she went into the Secretary of State to schedule and sit down for a written test to try to get her license. She passed the test and then was informed back in May of 2021. She was informed that she could not get a license until February of 2023. So, and during the last 2 years, we've tried to get some movement on some of those convictions that were holding her up. She did everything that we want her. She did everything. Ms. Dupree did everything we want our citizens to do. She paid off all of her tickets. She did everything she was supposed to. She went in and took the test, and then was told that she couldn't get her license. And not only couldn't she get her license, she couldn't get it for a couple of years. And despite that incredible frustration, she has been nothing but pleasant and decent to deal with. She is not, and I'm sure it's been incredibly frustrating, but she has shown such class this entire process. All I could do the whole time was just say, hey, we'll try to reach out to this court. We'll try to get this one set aside. And we really couldn't do anything. And it would have been very easy for Ms. Dupree to just walk away and say, hey, you guys aren't doing anything for me anyway. But she believed in us. She believed that we were, doing everything we could to help. And I'm just so pleased that Ms. Dupree, it sounded like you had an amazing opportunity in Arizona. It sounds like you are building an amazing life out there. I hope to God you have air conditioning. But to know that you are, pursuing a great career right now, a career path, education, and that you have a valid license. This story could have ended a whole different way. And there's probably a lot of people who are sort of still stuck in limbo. But Mr. Dupree, you just wouldn't stay down. You just continued to rise. And that's a credit to you, ma'am. You should be very, very proud. What you have done is not the ordinary. The ordinary thing would have been just to sit and give up. What you've done is extraordinary. So can you give me at least an update, Ms. Dupree, on how's class, how's school, how's everything going? Well, I think she lost a little bit of service here. I could tell, well, at least she is appropriately in the driver's seat with her valid license. Oh, I just lost her.
Hopefully she jumps back on.
She'll jump back in. It's just,
Well,
it's a
Judge,
service.
did she tell you that she's going to the University of the Grand Canyon for her
Is she?
LPN? Mm-hmm.
She's getting, so she's getting her LPN.
Even though I never heard of that. It sounds fabulous. I'd like to go there myself. Yep, she's moving, took her kids, moved to Arizona. And everything's really great for her. She doesn't have a permanent address right now, but she will in a couple of weeks if she needs to give it to the court.
Sure, she has, what's the cool thing about that too is she went to Arizona and got her license like that.
Right.
You know, because I mean, again, when I sat down with her license, yes, she had picked up some offenses, and you know, certainly needed to clear some tickets. But the most serious ticket that she'd ever picked up was a stop sign ticket from 2015. Everything else was monetary related. So, well, I'll just wait for her to come back so I can celebrate a little bit more with her. But that's an incredible story, and I'm so very proud of her. All right, so
And Judge, could you call Miss Allen? She has to
Yes.
go back into class.
yes, Miss Allen. 2101480.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Shapelli on behalf of Miss Allen, and I'm really glad that we have the assistance of some incredibly smart people from the Secretary of State, because we have a little bit of a dilemma. We don't understand why she's been currently the license is valid, but there is, due to an expiration of more than a year, she now has a suspension until 12/13 of 23. And that may be as a result of picking up the ticket and disobeying a signal on 36 after she got her license.
Okay, so let's walk through this. All right. Judge Kay, have you got Miss Allen's record with you too?
Yeah, I do.
Okay, so she cleared up all of her tickets. She got her license October 29th of 2022.
Yes.
And then
So I think Ms. Shapelli hits the nail on the head. It looks like a reexamination took place after the most recent moving violation hit. And the result of the reexamination was a suspension period.
Until
Right.
12/13.
well,
So
I was thinking the same thing, but if you take a look, so it was revoked or expired for over 12 months, reexamination result effect suspended. Do you think it had to do with the fact that, so she got her license on October, I was trying to figure this
October
out.
29th.
October 29th of last year.
Yes.
The event happened, the triggering event, this disobey traffic signal ticket. This event happened before, so August 24th of 2022. So August 24th, 2022 is when she was stopped. She got her
Okay.
license back on the 29th and then hit the disposition hit on the 22nd, but I'm sure they would look at the date she was driving. The date she
Right.
was driving was before she got her valid license. So what was her status at the time she didn't have her valid license? And was she under that license revoked or expired? How does that work, Judge Kay? The reexamination. This is, so Justice Clement, this is the kind of, we have to dig into these pretty deep sometimes to figure out, because Miss Allen doesn't have any unpaid tickets. She got a full license on October 29th, and then got basically suspended again for an entire year. So, you know, Judge Kay, do you think is it a situation where she can't even get a reexamination before December 13th?
Well, I don't think she's going to need another reexam. She's just going to have to serve out the suspension that was ordered at the last reexam, which may have been done administratively. She may not have come in and actually had a face-to-face reexam. It may have been something where the driving record was brought to the analyst's attention. They reviewed it, made a decision as to what should happen, suspended, and then just mailed out that result on the re-exam. So it could be the case that she didn't actually get called in and it was just done administratively.
Right.
But it looks like once that period of time is done, it should be as simple as walking in, paying the reinstatement fee, and being on her way.
Okay.
And she'll,
This is-
she'll also need to obtain her license again because the vehicle that was parked in front of her house that had her purse in it was stolen on Monday. So the driver's license is now gone. So she'll have to get a replacement license 1213.
Okay.
Did
Yeah.
you see that? Did you see the? So there was a prior suspension from a re-examination. So if you scroll back in our driving record, I mean, so we've got 2 judges and an attorney digging through this. So she had an instruction permit violation that ended up with a suspension that was a year suspension. So you move back on that, and these tickets that she paid in Detroit happened during that suspension period. So I'm wondering if it was a like for like suspension as a result administratively. Is that possible?
I don't think that would end up on the record this way. Again, I'm looking at Keela, you can feel my pain here. These lean driving records are so much different than what I was able to review at the Secretary of State, and so difficult for me to read. But I don't think what you're suggesting, Judge Meineke, would look the way that this looks if that's what happened.
Okay.
I think this is a second re-exam that happened either in person or administratively, but it seems like a second decision that was made.
Okay. So,
And if I may, Your Honor, I'm sorry, we can try to help you get back to records that look like ours at the Secretary of State's office.
Are you serious?
Yeah,
That
I
would
can talk
change
to you
everything.
offline.
We want that.
okay, that there have been a lot of wonderful things that have happened that was right there at the top, right? If
Yeah.
we get those records again,
Sign up, Troy.
We can work on
we're
that.
trying
Yeah,
to chew through these driving records. Ms. Crane, thank you. I mean, if that can happen, wow. Okay.
The CARS, the name of the new system is CARS, that's the acronym, and those records are digestible. And I learned how to use them and liked them by the end there, and these are not.
Okay, so Miss Allen, here's the lowdown. All right, and I know you got to get back to class, so let's get you back to class. Okay. Also, as Ms. Crane rightly pointed out, you need to reach out to the Secretary of State to make sure that nobody uses your license, put a fraud alert on it. Okay.
Yeah.
Now, Miss Allen,
Police
go ahead.
report, do I still have to go to Secretary of State?
I would. You make a police report, yes, but make sure that they know that, so that no one uses your license. Can you imagine someone uses your license, picks up more traffic tickets, and then you try to get your license later? So it'll be worth it. So we just got to hang in there. So you've waited and you got it back. You can grind it out again. I just can't encourage you enough. It's easy for me to say and hard for you to live. Don't drive. All right. Grind out this last, it's less than 4 months. We can still get a license. Before the end of this year. Okay. So let's target that 2024, fresh year, fresh license, but let's just grind out this quarter. You focus on school and not driving right now. Okay, Miss Allen?
Okay, thank you.
All right. I'll see you
Miss
back
Allen,
here.
one more piece of advice from me is looking at this record. You're about to have a whole lot of points fall off, and that'll help things moving forward. So just take Judge Meineke's advice to heart, and stay off the roads. Okay.
Okay, thank you.
Good luck.
Miss Allen.
Bye.
Thank you, Hunter.
All right. Mr. Hawk, Vincent Hawk. Mr. Hawk, are you there? He might just, there he is, Mr. Hawk.
Yes, I'm here, Your Honor. I'm sorry, I was in the restroom.
That's all right. That is I am glad that you left your phone where it was. So thank you for that.
No problem.
All right. 2201748, Vincent Hawk.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelle on behalf of Mr. Hawk. Mr. Hawk has obtained his permit. He is
let's go. All right.
Scheduled for a road test on 8/25, and I kept trying to push him to get it before today, and he's on that 30-day wait time, so he had to do it next week. But he would have if he could have.
I'm so
Yes, I
pleased,
definitely would
Mr.
have.
Hawk. Okay, so tell me, you're good on parallel parking?
Yes, yes.
Okay. All right, well, don't stress about it. Remember, here's the way the road test works out. You do parking first. So if you struggle at all with parallel parking, what I need you to do is remember this. You have to pull up to a line, you have to back up to a line, okay? Become really, really good at pulling up to the line and backing up to the line. And then the parallel parking, you get 6 points. Hitting a cone is only 1 point. And then you could do this, get that car in between those cones, never parallel park again, okay? But my daughter crushed a cone, still made it to the road, okay? So don't stress about that. Once you get parking done, nothing carries over into the road, okay? Once you're done
Okay.
with parking, then it's onto the road, all right? So can you get this done?
Absolutely. I'm ready. I'm excited. I'm prepared. I'm actually pretty good at parallel parking. My girlfriend tells me all the time, like, you know, that's one of the things she likes that I can do is parallel park a car.
Well, see, I'm going to list that as, you know,
Like
I'm
some
going to go
man who
back
can
to, I'm
parallel
going to go back
park.
to, I'm good at parallel parking. I'm going to go tell my wife that should be one of the things she likes about me. I'm good at it. So, Mr. Hawk, I'm going to bump this out just a couple weeks.
Okay.
Yeah, the test is next Friday.
Judge, may I ask Vincent, did you do any of the practice tests before you took that written test?
I did.
Yeah.
I actually did about 8 or 9 different ones.
Okay,
I was on there for maybe like 3 or 4 hours just doing different tests.
So it worked. That's awesome. Okay.
Okay. So
Thank you. Thank you for sending me that, actually.
Yep, no, not a problem.
So we should be good to go on the 31st. So I'll see you back here on the 31st. We'll send you notice, okay?
Okay, thank you.
Thank you,
All right,
Adam.
good
Bye,
job.
Mr. Hawk.
Bye, guys. Thanks.
Take care, Vincent.
Definitely.
All right. Sutella, Ms. Sutella? All right, so this is 2015-86399, 2018-00369. Ms. Sutella, I thought I saw, there she
She's
is.
here, Judge.
Hi.
Ready. Hi, Suzanne. John Angat appearing on behalf of Suzanne Sutella. How's it going?
Good.
Look at that grin. It's been a long time coming, Judge.
Wait.
Judge.
Did you get a full and valid license? Oh
Look at that.
my gosh,
Yes,
well
sir.
done. There we go.
She showed it to me, Judge. We won't have her put up because of the information, but she did send me it, and there is a big smile on her face in that picture. So I told her you would be proud of that part of it.
This is amazing. I'm beyond pleased for you, ma'am. What a huge accomplishment. So, I mean, let's just say it out loud. Miss Sutella started with this court. You know, she picked up her first ticket back in 2015. All right, and then there was a period of time where she was in bench warrant status, and we're not worried about that now. Okay, she's back here now and working. In fact, she started back with us in like 2019, and we went to work. And I'm just, what's it been like since you've been driving? What's it been like?
I've literally just had a smile the whole time. Like, it's the most relieving, like not stressful feeling I've ever had.
It is just, again, I'm always amazed because the individuals in our program have to overcome so much, pay so much, have to figure out a way to not drive. So you're spending money on Uber or relying on friends. And then how many times can you ask a friend? I'm sure they're all asking you for rides now.
Right.
Payback time.
So, okay. Well, wow. What a good day. All right. So let's, we can move forward with sentencing now. Of course, I'm going to reduce fines and costs. Of course, I'm going to give her plenty of time to pay. Mr. Angat, anything you'd like to say?
Judge, you know, the thing about Suzanne is that from day one, she's always worked with us. She's always been communicative. If she had questions, she reached out. That's why we're here, you know, and it made it I think for every attorney on our panel, all of us have dealt with you. All of us have worked with you. You've helped us because, you know, it just motivates us to do this and to get to a day like this. That's what it's all about. So thank you, thank you.
Thank you. And I just wanted to say one thing to Miss Elizabeth, your counterpartner. She's probably the most amazing person I've ever dealt with outside of you and the judge, of course, but she is, thank you. She's amazing.
Oh, thank you.
She worked her magic.
How about that, Ms. Chappelle? Huh?
I appreciate it. Hey, I'll take it.
Okay. All right. Anything else, Ms. Sutella, before this court imposes sentence?
No, thank you so much for this program, though, on behalf of the people who are still sitting in the position that I was in just a couple weeks ago, who never in a million years would have imagined that they would be sitting here and seeing a light at the end of the tunnel. So thank you. I have people right now currently trying to go and commit traffic offenses in your city so that they can get into this program.
I got a couple.
And Ms. Sutella, I met you in Madison Heights, didn't I?
Yep. Yep.
Okay, so I was MIDC
Yep.
in Madison Heights. There was some things going on there that would have precluded her from getting her license.
Yep.
It was set for an arraignment, but I turned it into a pretrial and just dovetailed things together. You hung out the whole morning waiting for me to work it out, but it was
And you
worked
did.
out.
Yep, you did.
I remember. We had a
Yep.
great time that day.
You were very excited to find out I was part of the program, and once you found that out, everything changed. It was go time.
It was go time.
Yep.
Wow. Well, I hope this opens so many doors for you, for so many people in our program. It means, you know, like you said, just the freedom. You're not looking over your shoulder. You're not wondering how I can get to certain places. It's just, it's been a virtual prison that you don't have to live in anymore.
Yep, definitely. Oh my God, yeah.
All right, so on the 2018 case, that's allowing a licensed person to drive. The $500 fine, I will waive. The $500 court costs, I will waive. I will just set the $125 in state costs on that one. The 2015 case, that speeding ticket that was originally $130, basically had, because there were times where you weren't with us, had worked its way up to $357, but I'm going to get in my DeLorean time machine, go back to when you originally got the ticket and set the fines and costs at $130. And the same thing on the allowing on that charge, it will be the $125 in state costs. So the grand total, I need my calculator. I went to law school, so I didn't have to do math anymore. So 250, 130, 380. All right, so all in 380, but I want to authorize a long-term payment plan. Mr. Angot, Ms. Chappelle, I'm sure that you can get her the phone number for collections so that she can set that up. Give them a call tomorrow or Monday and we'll work with you. Ms. Sutella, it's been a pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Best of luck to you. Safe driving.
Thank you.
Take care.
Bye.
Bye.
All right. So do I have, let's see here. Got some people, more people in the waiting room to bring in. Here we go. I've got someone on Jeremy's A12. Can you state your name, sir?
Jeremy Thompson.
Okay. Is Mr. Thompson on our, there he is. Got it. I got it, Mr. Thompson. I found it. All right. That's case number 22-02068, Jeremy Thompson.
Melissa.
Oops, sorry. Go ahead.
Melissa Krauskopf on behalf of Mr. Thompson, Your Honor. Mr. Thompson, did you get the voicemail I left you yesterday? I just want to make sure we have a good phone number for you.
Yes, ma'am, I got it.
Okay, and so have you been in contact with Hazel Park at all?
No, I haven't. I was under the understanding that I owed $288 in Madison Heights, and I can get my license back.
In Madison Heights or in Hazel Park?
Madison Heights. I do owe Hazel Park, but Madison Heights is the one that was holding me up from getting my license.
Okay.
Well, let's take a look.
I was going to say, can you just confirm if that's accurate, Judge?
Yeah.
Since they're both 43rds.
Let's take a look here. Okay, so I've got a Madison Heights, no proof of insurance. Yep, that's the one that's holding them up.
Yeah, that's what I see too.
Okay.
So how much do you owe there, you said?
You guys told me $288.
that was, so last time we talked would have been back in March.
Yes.
And gave you time to get that done. So what is the what do you think is the time frame realistically, Mr. Thompson, so you could take care of that 288? Because that's it. It's your $288 away.
Probably in about 5 weeks.
Really?
I just started a new job.
Okay, thanks. Well, congratulations on the new job. That's great.
Thank you.
Yeah, okay. Hold on one second. Bear with me 1 second, all right? Okay, sorry about that. So 5 weeks, that'd be great. I'm gonna give you 60 days just in case. Because remember, nothing from this case, nothing from this court is holding you up. So once you get done with Madison Heights, don't wait to see me. Go make your appointment and go get your license, okay?
Yes, sir.
All right, so even though I'm adjourning at 60 days, as soon as you get that 288 paid, go. You know, I'll just get that done. So I'll adjourn this out 60 days to buy you some extra time there. It's good to see you, Mr. Thompson. Let's keep pushing forward, and congratulations on the new job.
Thank you.
All right, we'll send you notice. Take care, all right?
All right, thank you. Have a good day.
You too. Thought I saw Miss Gilbert come in, Princess Gilbert. Miss Gilbert here.
Yes, I'm here. Sorry.
There's Miss Gilbert. Okay. All right, this is case number 20-0838, 20-1270.
Ready, Your Honor. John Angot appearing on behalf of Princess Gilbert. Trying to find her too. Oh, there she is. Hi, Princess.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, Judge. So we spoke about what's out there, and she's got a couple of things that she needs to clear up. It's really just a matter of time because it's the money game right now. But the main issue, Judge, which I'm not able to determine without her driving record, is she is a 303G. So there are a couple of open traffic bench warrants in 36. There's a no proof of insurance. It's very expensive, $306.36. Somehow she had a center line no proof of insurance. It shows online that it's actually was paid this week, which is a mystery. But it has an invoice number and everything on it. And then she's got a Ferndale issue that she's still on a payment plan with.
Okay, so here's, again, maybe some of our good visitors from the Secretary of State can help me on this one. So she's 303G. She's never had a valid license. Okay. She has a ticket out of Centerline that hit her record on December 2nd of 2020. Okay. That would take us to December of this year, 2023. She has 2 tickets out of Ferndale that hit her record on July 27th, but they're out of the same incident. So my read on the law is if it's out of the same incident, they would count as 1. That's not going to be 2 infractions. So we're not talking about 2025. We're talking still about that 2020 date out of Centerline. And so the way I read it right now, and again, my record is as of, 10th. So I just don't know. You said, Mr. Angot, that which court was it that you show us cleared now?
Centerline. Centerline shows a 0 balance, and the ROA shows a payment made.
Okay, so that's okay because that one's already hit her record. That
Right.
one has already hit her record, so I'm not
Right.
worried about that one. All right. I always get worried if something gets paid and a new disposition date comes in.
And
It's-
Detroit has hit her record as well, I think, on the no proof. So I don't think that'll affect her.
The only one, the big one would be the Hamtramck one. Oh, no, that was disposed of in 2016. Okay, so
Yep.
basically what needs to happen is that, see, now I wonder too, in that Ferndale ticket, I wonder if she has an open case on that. Did you, Ms. Gilbert, did you go in and pay at Ferndale, or have you not gone in there yet?
I haven't went in. I was making payments online.
Judge, she had a
But,
payment plan set up in January, I believe. She made the first payment, and then financially things got tough. And so I think she may be in show cause status there. I told her that she's got to call the court and just set up a hearing, and there'll be an attorney there to help you out, just to get you past that stage and kind of restart the payment plan.
Okay, so here's my read on this right now. From what I can tell, she would be eligible in December as long as she doesn't get any more tickets, and as long as she clears the Hamtramck, Detroit, and pays off Ferndale. Now, Ms. Gilbert, that might be a tall order by December to be able to pay all those fines and costs, okay? But I'm just telling you that the soonest, you could be eligible as soon as December, okay? Now, if you pick up any new tickets, all right, December becomes 2025.
Oh, wow.
All right, so no driving under any circumstances, okay? And I would say keep in touch with Mr. Angot to make sure that if there's anything that could be done or anything that could be worked out in Ferndale or payments or things like that. He's in Ferndale a lot. So if there's anybody you should be talking to over there, he would know, okay? So stay in touch with Mr. Angot about that, okay?
Okay.
So for me, I'm going to give you plenty of time, okay? But you have to know the job in this particular circumstance is, work on one of these 3 courts, do them one at a time, okay? If you try to think about them all at once, it gets too big, okay? It's like that old saying, how does somebody sit down and eat an elephant? One bite at a time, okay? So let's go Hamtramck, let's go Detroit, let's go Ferndale, or I don't care what order it is, but pick one at a time. And then every time you clear one, it becomes more possible that it could happen, okay?
Yes.
All right, so Mr. Angot, you are welcome. I know in this moment, it doesn't seem like it, but you haven't been this close in a long time. All right, it's really much closer than you can imagine. So I will certainly buy you some more time. Let's adjourn this out 4 months and let's see where she's at. And Mr. Angot, let me know if there's any other roadblocks she runs into, but it just seems like she's got to pay those down and not drive.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Thank you so much.
Good luck, Miss Gilbert.
We'll be talking. Take care, Princess.
Okay. Thank you. Bye.
All right. Do I have Mr. Hobbs here? Eddie Hobbs? I think Mr. Hobbs, he just got to unmute.
All right.
Hey, Mr. Hobbs?
Yes.
Hey, are you in the building?
Why, sure. Why not?
All right. That's awesome.
Why not? Only way to do it is to be present.
Well, I appreciate you taking the time and doing that. Mr. Angot, is it yours, Mr. Angot?
Judge, I feel like I hit the lotto today. So Eddie Hobbs, I'm sure, drove himself there today, and he did so with a piece of gold in his plastic gold in his pocket.
There you
so
go.
Fantastic, Eddie. Just fantastic, man. You did it. Yep.
Thank you.
Wait. Are you saying Eddie Lee Hobbs has a valid license? Are you telling me that right now?
It's as good as anybody in the state right now.
Mr. Hobbs, well done. Good work, Mr. Hobbs.
Thank you.
Well done. Well done. And the reality is, Mr. Hobbs, it's it's been a little bit, and so this is, this is a big deal for you to get it back. What was it like the moment that you realized, hey, I got a valid license again?
Well, I told you, I took my kid to get his the week before. So when I had to turn around and tell them I had to get mine, they was laughing at me. So
that's awesome.
He beat you to it. I love it.
Yeah, he did. He beat me to it.
Okay, so last time I saw him, all right, so he had some outstanding, let's see here, he had the 219 and 273, but I told him if he got his license, I would waive the entirety of 219 on count 2 and waive count 3 down to 175. So basically waiving $317 if he finished this off, and then giving him time to pay on the rest of it. So Mr. Hobbs, that's exactly what I'm going to do. I'm going to reduce your fines and costs like that. Anything else you want to say, Mr. Angot?
Eddie Lee Hobbs, you know what? Thank you, man, because you said you were going to do it, and it's a great story that your son had to take you to get your license.
Yeah.
I won't forget it. I will not forget it. So I'm just proud of you, man. It's great.
Yeah.
All right. Any final comments, Mr. Hobbs?
No, thank you. You were very helpful to me. Like I said, you told me to go get my license, or you told me to go take the road test and get my license. I never probably would have done that, but I come and see you. So thank you.
Yeah, hold on 1 second for me. I've just got to endorse this file. Don't take off just yet. Hold on there.
Oh no, I ain't going nowhere. I gotta pay. I ain't going nowhere. Y'all ain't got my money yet.
All right. And everybody, bear with me, everyone. I apologize. I just need to step aside for just 1 second, okay?
Okay. Oh, man.
Oh, Mr. Hobbs.
Hey there, man. How you doing?
Hey,
Thanks for coming out.
congratulations.
Thank you, man. Thank you.
I'm very happy for you.
Thank you.
So you just go over to the front window and they can take care of the file. Be down in just a minute, but I wanted to make sure I shook your hand.
All right. Thanks,
Good job.
man.
Good to
Thank
meet
you.
you.
Good to meet you too.
That's old school, Eddie Lee. We don't get to do that anymore because we
Nice.
changed everything.
He came out to shake my hand. I know that is old school.
Because you're important. He came to see you.
Right. I feel important too.
Good.
That's
Good.
old school. You know, when that y'all say that that's old school, sometimes when I'm at the restaurant and if my meal is good, I ask to meet the chef and I shake his hand.
There you go. That's
Yeah, I
that's
do.
the right thing to do.
The chef came on one time, he was looking all strange, like I was getting ready to complain about the meal or something like that. And I was like, no, man, I just wanted to shake the man's hand and he prepared this for me. Thank you. And he was like, oh, okay, thanks. And he went back in the back with a smile on his face, you know?
All right.
Meet
So,
the shop. I like that. Meet the shop. That's good.
so Paulina, if you could give me a chance, can run in here and get the file and take it down. We can get it to the front window so Mr. Hobbs can take care of that. I wish everybody could see, like, Mr. Hobbs is on the first floor and we have a back stairway. And if you run with a judicial robe on, you'll trip. So I'm grabbing it here, running up and down the stairs. It's I'm glad there's no cameras in the back hallway. There are, at least Tammy hasn't told me yet. So Mr. Hobbs, congratulations. Well done.
Thank you.
And
Thank
just, you could take care of that at the front window and most importantly, safe driving. Well done.
Thank you. Thank you.
Take care.
Thank you. Y'all have a good evening.
Take care.
All right. Thank you.
All right. So if we could just make sure it's the same notes. So just have to read your notes and then set one forward, send it back to one. Okay. Okay, Mr. Let's see here, Mr. Beatles come. I think I've got Mr. Let's see here. There he is. All right, sir, can you unmute for a second?
Yes,
All right, 2023-00519, Russell Beatlescombe.
yes, sir.
Melissa Krauskopf on behalf of Mr. Beatlescombe, Your Honor, and I am so pleased to tell the court that he has a valid license that he texted me a picture of today. He is smiling in the picture. I know the court asks sometimes, but I'm very happy for him. He's got a valid license today.
Wow, that is, hey, we're on a roll here, Mr. Beatlescombe. Let's just keep it going. So how was it for you and the whole process? And now that you have it, you know, how is this going to make a difference for you, sir?
It was great. I had the same type of story where my daughter, it kind of went full circle where I used her vehicle for my road test. And when she got her driver's license, I was the one that took her and she used my vehicle.
This is fantastic. Yeah, Judge K, he started with you, and it's nice to see that in short order, because the turnaround time on this one was pretty quick. Mr. Beatlescombe went to work and he got his license within basically 3 months of getting to work with us. And you know, that's a rarity and a compliment to you, sir. And I hope that I hope this means, you know, greater opportunity and freedom. Well done.
Thank you. I'm looking forward. Thank you.
All right, so I will once again reduce his fines and costs on this one. He had a he had a plea bargain where the original counts were dismissed and he pled to allowing and no registration. So the allowing, again, I will waive the fine and court costs and set 125 in state costs on the allowing, and the registration was 130. So the total is 255, but we will make sure that you get a payment plan. Let's get him the phone number for collections, and you can call them sometime tomorrow, and they'll work with you on payments if you need it. Okay, Mr. Beadlescomb?
That would be great. Thank you so much.
Hey, congratulations. Good luck to you.
To you also. Thank you so much.
You know, the cool thing about this is one might think that, you know, maybe we cherry picked our docket for today and that we just had a bunch of valid licenses. But Chief Justice, this is our docket. This is the same docket we have next week and the week before that. Now, are there days where we have like just 2 licenses restored? Yes, that happens. But the same thing is true that 2 weeks ago or 3 weeks ago, Judge K had one where he had 10 licenses restored.
Yep.
So I really didn't want to have there be a situation where it was just something that was staged. You just saw you've been seeing the August 17th docket, not one that was specially prepared. So it's a wonderful thing to be a part of.
Yeah, I appreciate that. And it just from watching, it seems like this is an opportunity to identify for the participants and for the court and all of your partners to identify what additional things need to be done so that you can kind of make sure that as long as participants doing what's expected of them, then they kind of know what those next steps are. And I love that you said, I'm going to give you 60 days. Don't wait to get your license before you come back to me. You know, once you take care of this, go get it so that there's not further delay. So that was great to see.
Thank you. Thank you. All right, we'll keep moving. Mr. Davis, I see Mr. Davis is here.
Hello, everybody in the court.
That's me, Judge. John Engat appearing on behalf of Michael Davis.
23-00318.
Where is he? Michael, where are you? Say a word so the yellow comes up.
Hello, everybody. How you doing?
There he is. Hey, Michael. So, Judge, the unfortunate thing is we do not have a cell number, not even a bad number, just no cell number. So I could not contact him. And then he's got some work to do. So I know you're looking at the driving record now, and I guess we got to decide what the best course might be.
Well, I mean, so I guess it depends. I don't know. Once he is, I guess my question to Judge K on this one, does the event on his record that took place on April 12th, does that sort of restart the clock when it comes to, see, we deal with all sorts of different situations. We deal with individuals who just need to have unpaid tickets, but we also deal with individuals who have had their licenses revoked, and rightfully so, but have also sort of served their time for their suspension. So Mr. Davis did have 3 convictions, and he had a 5-year revocation for it. But his last ticket that hit his record was back in 2016, so he would be eligible to start the process the right way. But you know, he has this event that occurred on April 12th. I don't know if that's going to ultimately cost him or not. I guess it's going to depend on what the status is on that case. Judge K, to me, I think it's a situation where we just have to wait and see how that resolves. What's your thought? Oh, you're on mute.
Sorry, just so I'm looking at the correct one. The middle name is Orlando. Is that right?
Yes. So if that's, so basically the way I'm looking at it is if that's a new charge out of April, all right, then it's going to be very difficult for us to be able to get where we need to go. If it's not a new charge, then we just need to figure out if that event triggers another 5-year revocation. So I guess, Mr. Davis, from where I'm at, we just need more information.
Yeah, the event itself is likely linked to a huge problem.
Correct. That's my guess.
But if it is even just that, that ends up with, a suspension, that would trigger a new 5-year waiting period in and of itself. So
Agreed.
those are two issues that we need to wait and see what happens.
So, Mr. Davis, I guess without even dancing around it at all, so there must have been some kind of new arrest that took place in April. And I don't want you to get into any of the facts of that incident. Obviously, there's been no conviction. And so you have rights along with that. Okay. So we need to find out on our end a couple things. If you were charged with a new offense, what's the status of that new offense? If you weren't charged with that new offense, as we've seen today, someone had a 625G that end up not being charged with it. So we need to develop some more facts on this. If it comes to pass that there's a new charge, then realistically, it's going to be a 5-year revocation. It's just not something that we can accommodate in this program. And, obviously you've shown up here. I respect that. And you have, expressed a desire to improve your life. I'm not going to put you in jail for this. Don't worry about that. But I probably can't help you with a financial sanction if this is a new charge of this nature. Okay, Mr. Davis, you understand that?
Yes, sir. I was just saying that I got a letter from the state that said that I won't be eligible until next year in April.
Right. Well, that's because you got an implied consent suspension. So basically, whatever the refusal was during that event, you're done for a year. Okay. My question is if you get convicted of a new charge, all right. And again, we do not want to get into the facts. You have another attorney, you have another case. All right. When that happens, all right, if there's a new conviction, in addition to whatever happens or ends in April, you'd be looking at another 5-year revocation. Again, if there was a situation and a new charge, that would be deserved, okay? But we're talking about a lot of potentials and what ifs, and I don't want to get into any of that. All I'm saying is, for now, we got to gather more information. For you right now, the best thing you can do is stay off the road, focus on yourself, making sure that sobriety at all times is your goal, whether this is a new charge or not. You have a past history with this that suggests that sobriety should be your ever-present focus, okay? If you do that, then in the end, you will win, whether it's in April or 5 years from now. You've got to commit to your sobriety all in, okay? Sure. Now, we'll gather up some additional information. I'll see you back here in 90 days while we're gathering that information. It might come to pass where you're just not a good candidate for this. But if you show up here again and you still you follow the rules, there's no new charges, you don't get on the roadway, I'm telling you, you come back here, I'm not going to put you in jail. All right. There'll be a fine. There'll probably be a heavy fine. I'll give you time to pay, but I won't put you in jail as long as you continue to, like I said, stay off the road and focus on your sobriety. Can you do that?
Yes, sir, I can.
Okay. All right, so let's gather some additional information, and Mr. Angot, and then, and when we can let him know, and if it ends up that he's not ultimately a good candidate for the program, maybe we've done some good and at least pointing him in a direction of sobriety.
Judge, would you be able to chat Michael to let him chat back his phone number?
Yeah, so what
we just don't have one on the file.
Mr. Davis, that way you can get with Mr. Angot and you can inform him without being on a public forum, the status of that other case, okay? Let's see here. Chat. Just chat your phone number, and then I can chat it to Mr. Angot and he can call you. So on my end, we need to research. And that new charge would have been out of, or potential. I mean, I don't even know if there has been one. Out of the MSP Metro North. All right, did you? Okay, did I lose Mr. Davis? I think I lost him. Okay. He was definitely trying to chat, but he might have hit like leave or something like that. I'll look for him, and if I see him, I'll bring him in. I'll send you two in a breakout room, okay?
Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right, so we'll research that new charge. Okay. All right, so I thought I saw. Oh, yep. Mr. Beverly, I see Mr. Ron Johnson in the breakout, in the waiting room.
Mr. Logan,
And you said Mr. Logan?
yes. I'm sorry, Logan Bennett.
Oh, good. I got Mr. Bennett. I have his file. Mr. Bennett, are you there?
Yes, I'm here.
Perfect. Thank you. 2019-00888.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelli on behalf of Mr. Bennett. Mr. Bennett has now relocated to the state of Georgia. He has better working conditions, better housing conditions, etc. There are a couple of matters here that are going to preclude him from getting his license there.
Okay,
Meyer Daly might have two devices on.
I got it. I took care of it.
Okay, thank you. So there's a Detroit ticket, no proof from 21. I gave him the ticket number, $288 payable online. Roseville, he will call Roseville because it appears it may be attached to a DWLS. Mr. Bennett, last we talked, you were going to do that. Did you call Roseville, sir?
I actually didn't get a chance to call due to some issues at my job.
Okay, so here you won't be able to get that license in Georgia until you clear up all your Michigan stuff. Okay, we talked about this before. Okay, and I certainly want to make sure, especially because this sounds like a good opportunity, that you don't mess anything up with your new workplace, but you have something real here that you're building. Okay, and part of that includes you having to get your license. And so it's long enough. You know, this has you got to turn this into a priority, because what it does, it's going to open doors at your job, at a new or even better job. Or you've got to make sure that this gets done. And Mr. Bennett, that's my only encouragement to you, because I bumped this over a couple months, and that was, it's been a couple months. We got to get on that phone call, right?
Yeah.
All right. So this
is, when he went to Georgia, he was in temporary housing in a hotel that was close to where they were training him. And now where he's actually working is about an hour away. So he's Ubering an hour each way every day. So, the 288, Mr. Bennett, when do you think you can have that paid?
Is that for the Detroit ticket?
Yeah.
By not next week, the week after the next.
Okay, and then we can deal with Roseville. Okay, so let's plan this out. So what time do you go to work every day?
I go from 2:30 to possibly sometimes 1 a.m.
Okay, and it takes you an hour that you're in an Uber, right?
Yeah.
So you're not driving?
No, I'm not.
Okay, so from 1:30 to 2:30, that's a perfect time to call Roseville. You're sitting in the car, somebody else is driving anyway. You don't really want to have to talk to the Uber driver if you don't want to, right? So you just get on the phone,
right?
Make that phone call, all right? And you might have to sit for a minute. My court staff is great, but we get a lot of phone calls, and sometimes people have to wait. I don't like that reality, but that happens. So you might have to wait, and maybe you get to work and you sat for an hour and it didn't happen. Then the next day when you go to work, get on that line again, because Mr. Bennett, you have seen and gone through things that I know. I can't even imagine having to move around as much as you have, live in temporary housing, doing all that kind of stuff. But now you're starting to build something, right?
Yeah, definitely.
And so this license, that's going to be a key to making sure that you don't have a life less than you should. And so let's make it a priority. Get on the phone instead of, it happens to me all the time too, Mr. Bennett. Instead of scrolling through reels, all right, let's get on the phone and call Roseville, okay?
Yeah, definitely. So I was planning on paying all my tickets in full within another couple of weeks. However, I was wondering, because the attorney told me don't pay anything just yet, wait till after this meeting. So I was wondering, when I do pay those tickets in full, with that, I remember you told me I would have to go to the court and actually set up a meeting with them and see if I could be eligible to get my license due to my tickets being paid in full. So by me being out of town, I was wondering how would I set up that meeting, because I could come back, but if I didn't have to, I wouldn't want to, to come back and talk to the court or whatnot. So
Judge,
Mr. Shelley, go ahead.
he is a state ID 303G.
But that really is only going to make a difference in Michigan. So
Right,
as
right.
long as
He just
clears
needs to
all,
get not valid.
yeah, as long as he clears all his suspensions here,
Right.
Georgia's not going to care about the 2 within 3.
No,
That's
no.
going to be, it's going to be whether you got 2 within 3 in Georgia.
Right.
know?
And I did send Mr. Bennett, I sent you the specific ticket number out of Detroit to pay. There's
Yeah, I
other
have it. Yeah,
tickets
the
that are
288.
outstanding. Yeah, 288. So hit that one in 2 weeks and then get in contact with so what do you think, Judge? A month?
Well, so because I want to stay on Mr. Bennett and keep him
Right.
locked in on
Just
this.
to check in.
So I'm going to adjourn it 45 days.
Okay.
I don't expect you to be fully done with Detroit by then, but I expect Roseville. I'm sorry, I don't expect you to be fully done by Roseville by then, but I expect Detroit to be done. So let's make a target to Detroit be done, and then you can report back to us what you heard from Roseville. All right.
Okay. Yeah, because I definitely plan on paying all my tickets in full, so I can be, just comfortable with my license, and like you said, just not having to look over my shoulder. So I do plan on paying all my tickets in full within a couple of weeks. I think my
Mr.
total balance
Bennett,
is like
what's a
60.
good address for the court to send you your next notice?
I actually
Hang on.
moved
Hang on.
into
Let's
my-
do it. Are you on your phone right now?
Yes, I am.
Okay, so I'm gonna put you in a breakout room real quick with Ms. Chappelli. Give her the license so we're not putting it on the record, okay?
Okay.
All right, so. And I see Mr. Davis coming back in, and Mr. Angot, I can get you in with him real quick and you can get his phone number.
Thank you, Judge.
Okay, so Mr. Bennett. There's Mr. Bennett and Ms. Chappelli. And when you're done talking with Ms. Chappelli, you could take off and we'll send a notice to the address that you give her, okay?
Okay, and before I let you go, I want to ask you this. So when I do pay my tickets in full, I have to set up that meeting with the Roseville judge.
Mhm.
Or not with the Roseville judge. Like far as getting my license back, who would I, do I just call the Secretary of State and tell them my
Well-
tickets are?
Well, you're gonna be getting a Georgia license, right?
Yeah.
Okay, so you'll have to do some research on the Georgia Department of Motor Vehicles. I think it's a DMV there. You'll contact them or just go online. They should have sort of a web page that says you're going to need birth certificate. You're going to need, proofs of residency, where you're at and all that kind of stuff. But again, we don't want to jump too far ahead, one at a time. Detroit 288, then Roseville. Okay. And then when you get done with Roseville, then let's figure out what we need to do with the DMV. Got it?
Okay, and would I be able to set up another court date like before the 45 days? Say I paid in 2 weeks, would I be able to set it up before then, or would I just have to wait?
We can check about that.
Well, she'll talk to you about that, but I do want you to remember, nothing from this case is holding you up. So if you get done in Detroit and you get done in Roseville, all right, nothing on my case is stopping you. Go to Georgia DMV, all right? Come back and report to me if their road test is different. I'd like to know, all right? And then when you get your license, we can celebrate together, but nothing here is stopping you, okay?
Okay.
All right, and now you're gonna get a breakout room with Ms. Chappelli, and then when you're done, you can take off, okay?
Okay, thank you.
All right. Chief Justice Clement, I know that you were up against it time-wise, so I just
I do
wanted
have
to.
to wrap up at 3:30. Thank you so much. I've already asked my assistant to reach out to you to set up a follow-up call about statutory changes. So let's connect and make sure that we move ahead.
It just means a lot that you would take the time to be here. It sends a message really to all of us that, even with all of the sort of the high level issues that you have to deal with on a day-to-day basis, that this one, which is definitely high level for some, for some individuals in our community, is just as much a priority as some of these, huge matters that you have to deal with. So thank you so much.
Yeah, absolutely. And I can tell you, this is one of the best parts of my job, is being able to see the work that's happening with individuals that interact with the justice system, and seeing judges like you and the team that you have supporting this. It's awesome. I love seeing it, and I really appreciate the opportunity to join everyone today. And I look forward to continued conversations with you. So thank you so much. Thank you, everyone.
Take care.
Great. Thank you.
Judge M, I also probably will need to drop off as well, but I want to say thank you for having me a part of this as well.
I was just telling your associate who came in earlier before you came on, your responsiveness is fantastic. Like I send out requests for information, boom, right away. I wish I was that good at that. And then the direction that you pointed me, we had a great conversation with Representative Shannon. I made some other phone calls like this. When you've got good people who care about issues like this, and they are able to connect, like really amazing things can happen. So thank you so much for being here. And it's a strong statement to everybody who's trying to get their license too, that, the Secretary of State is not working against you here, that the Secretary of State is trying to figure out a way to support, but you have a statutory framework that you have to work under. Like that's one of the things that people would ask me, like, why won't the Secretary of State issue a license? And I said, well, the statute says they cannot, shall not. There's nothing they can do. So it's just nice to see that you're invested in this as well. Thank you.
Yeah, absolutely. Thank you. And, we have been doing something similar to you for the last year and a half. I know Judge Kay, when he was my colleague, participated in our clinics that we've been doing across the state to do this very thing to help residents understand how to get their license back. And I see one of our volunteers, Robina Mustafa from the Detroit Justice Center, who helps us all across the state interact with residents as well. So you definitely have a partner with us at the Secretary of State's office, and I look forward to seeing how we can work together to help empower more of our residents to get back on the road. So thank you again.
Awesome. And Judge Kay and I would be willing, and we'd be willing to, just so you know, we can make a phone call. The farmer's market is right there. It'd be a nice place to host an event like that.
Perfect location.
Judge Kay already told me before he left that I had to bring the clinic to Royal Oak next year. So it is on our list of things to do. So we'll be in Dearborn Heights in a couple months, but we will be in Royal Oak next year. So looking forward to it.
Let's make it happen. That's great. Thank you. Have a great day.
Thank you. Take care. Bye-bye.
All right, Mr. Johnson. (20-011-148). Ron Johnson.
Melissa Krauskopf on behalf of Mr. Johnson, Your Honor. Your Honor, Mr. Johnson is so close. As the court knows, he had a permit that expired last September. So he's working on getting back into Secretary of State to retake the written test and get his permit again. I know when we talked, he needs a little bit more time because of his work schedule, but he's so very close.
He does understand. I'm hoping that he has one now within so Mr. Johnson, can you hear me okay?
Yes.
Okay. And Mr. Davis, I saw that you jumped back in. Did you get the phone number to Mr. Angot?
I gave him my number.
And you're good to go. We'll send you notice. You're good.
I've got it.
Okay.
Yep, you're in the clear. You're good.
All right.
Thanks, Michael.
Okay. So Mr. Johnson, you got a ticket out of Hazel Park. My hope is that they wouldn't consider that a moving violation because you were a passenger, but I can't guarantee it. Okay. So you do have one ticket on your record right now. Now, the fact that you got a permit previously is not going to help you on this. It's now expired. So you go back to the status you were before, meaning if you pick up another ticket, you could be prevented from getting a license for 3 years. So this is not me coming down on you. This is like, hey, I don't want you to be in that position. So one, don't drive. And two, let's set up a game plan for when you can get in there and do your written and road test again. So you tell me, how soon do you think you can get this done?
I say within a month, I can get it done.
Okay. All right. So I'm going to say 60 days, but do me a favor, stay in touch with Ms. Krauskopf. So the minute you pass your written test, send her a text. Like, hey, I passed my test. Okay.
Judge,
go ahead, Mr. Angot.
May I jump in? Thank you. Ron and I have, we've had 2 or 3 Zoom sessions together doing practice tests. He's ready. Ron, make your appointment to take the test and let me know when it is. And we'll do another Zoom session to practice these questions, like, a day or 2 before the test. So you're fresh. Can you do that?
Yeah, I can do that.
Okay. So get that done. Get a date so we know when it is. And then you and I will Zoom. We'll go through these practice tests again. You nailed it. Every time we've done them, you've nailed it. I think you're ready, but I think if you probably be a little more confident if we do it one more time. Okay.
Yeah.
And I'm sorry, Ms. Krauskopf, I didn't mean to jump in, but Ron and I go way back on this thing now. He's done it once before, Judge. He did have that permit, so he's already passed the test once.
He'll do it. Okay. All right. So I'm just going to bump this over 60 days. Mr. Johnson, good luck. Let us know. Okay.
Okay, I will.
You're all set for today. Take care.
Okay, thank you.
Heather Perone.
Yes.
All right, 2018-02-110.
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelle on behalf of Heather Perone. She has obtained her permit.
Yes.
She has to take the road by January 22nd. She has an appointment August 25th.
Hey, okay. I asked the question earlier today. Are you good on parallel parking?
I hope so. I can find out.
Well, just remember, you don't have to be some magician at it. You just have to figure out a way to get your car between the two cones. That's it.
Right.
Okay.
Just get it in there.
Yeah, and so I tell people all the time, for some reason when you get to that, it all of a sudden seems to become a little bit more difficult than it really is. But go online, and actually you can measure out how much room you'll have on the road test. And I don't know if you have, not many people have big giant construction cones, but maybe put 2 garbage cans on each side in front of your house, and that way you can practice, and you'll see there is a lot more room than you think. Okay, there is. And it doesn't have to be perfect. It just has to get in the spot. But Ms. Perone, you've seen challenges and overcome them. You're already to this point. You are ready to take this one on, right?
I'm ready.
100%. So I think Judge K, you're running the docket on the 31st. I'm going to put Ms. Perone on the 31st. I think we're going to be celebrating a license on that day.
Sounds good. I'll get ready.
All right, so Ms. Perone, we'll see you back here in a couple weeks, and good luck on the 26th. You got this.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
Take care.
Bye-bye.
All right. Amos? I've got
Yes.
Mr. Amos, and then I'm going to call Miss Kathy and then Miss Dates. So just to get everybody ready. Here we go. All right, Amos 22-01132.
Ready, Judge? John Angot appearing on behalf of Dwight Amos. Hey, Dwight, how you doing?
Hey, how's it going?
Good, good, Judge. I was not able to get a hold of, this has been one of those weeks. I had 6 numbers that were either not working anymore or bad or just no number. Dwight was one of them. We don't have a good number for you, man. So if we can get that, you don't have to say it now. We'll do it through a chat.
So Mr. Amos, you're going to see a chat from me that comes through. Just chat your number back to me. So let me, here we go. You'll see a note that says chat here, and then just reply.
Okay.
And that way I can get your phone number directly to Mr. Angot, and he can call you. Because he's one of those that where it's revoked, but it's revoked, Judge K, for being expired and revoked for over 12 months. So I think if he takes care of his tickets and just gets sets up an assessment, it looks to me like he should be eligible starting in October potentially.
Well, if that's I don't have that record in my pile, but if that's what we're looking at, then he might want to call and get himself scheduled with the driver's assessment division, because I know there's a long wait there. So
the other, actually, the other challenge that we're going to run into is that he's 303G. So there's a number of challenges, Mr. Amos. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. I think we've talked about this before. There are a number of challenges. Okay.
Yes, sir.
But the key is you've got to have a good line of communication with Mr. Angot so he can give you updates like, hey, you need to go here, you need to do this. If he can't get a hold of you, it's hard to give you direction. You know what I'm saying?
Yes, sir.
All right.
I'm going to text you right now, Dwight, just so you have my number, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, cool.
Okay, so I'm sending this to you now, Mr. Angot. Oh, you got it already, Mr.
Got
Angot?
it. Yep.
Okay.
Got it. Good. Thank you.
Okay, so for now, just start the ball rolling with Mr. Angot. Okay, that's your job right now. Just stay in communication with him. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, and you're all set for today. We'll send you notice. We'll bump it out 90 days. It's going to take us a minute, but that's okay. We're on the right track now, and we at least have the line of communication going. Good luck, sir. You're all set.
Yes, sir. I haven't received a text yet. That's the number.
I type slowly.
Okay. All right.
I'll get it to you in a minute.
All right, look for it, Mr. Amos. Good luck.
All right, take care.
Akira Kathy, 2019-01410.
John, I got appearing on behalf of Kira Kathy, Judge.
Miss Kathy, are you there? I think she might be on mute.
Sorry, hi, yes, I'm here.
Oh, and your volume is low, so can you lean in a little bit? It's not picking up you on the mic.
Can you hear me a little bit better now?
Ooh, that's not great. Is it
What
through a
about
computer? Is it through a computer or something?
It's like a bad amplifier.
I'm gonna turn the volume up.
Can you? Well, here, how about let's try this. Can you hear me? Okay.
Yes, I can.
Okay, so we'll do a lot of thumbs up here. Okay, we'll do thumbs up, thumbs down. Okay, all right. So as long as you can hear me, okay. So who was working with Miss Kathy?
Judge, I was around, but we've got a bad number for her, so it's just kind of keeping the streak alive here.
Okay, Miss
But she has
Kathy.
a permit. She's got a permit. It's good through the middle of November. I don't know if there's an update though. Have you taken the road test yet, Akira? We can't hear you.
Oh wait, she might have passed the road test.
Is that it?
Did you pass the road
That's
test?
what she said. She passed.
Okay, all right, hold on. Miss Kathy,
Awesome.
hang on 1 second, okay? We're gonna run a new record because I'm just gonna put you on mute because there's no volume, okay? But we can totally communicate. All right, so hang on 1 second. I'm gonna have my assistant run your record, your up-to-date record, because I wanna make sure that you know that your license is valid if anybody ran it, like a police officer or something. So hold on. All right, so I'm gonna call another case. Don't go anywhere. All right, so we'll do that in just 1 second. All right, Autry's dates. After dates, I'm gonna go daily. So Miss Daly, be ready after that. All right, do I have Miss Dates? Miss Dates, are you there?
Miss Dates?
Yes, I'm here.
Oh, there she is. Okay. And then, so we got Dates, Daly, then Hall. So let's make sure we, all right, so what's the status on Miss Dates?
Your Honor, Elizabeth Chappelle on behalf of Miss Dates. She's been expired since 2015. She cleared some suspensions, so all she needs to do is take the written in road. It's a budgetary issue to plan these two proceedings because she needs to save money to take the test. And so we're just asking for a 60-day adjournment.
I mean, Miss Dates, we are close.
Yes, we are.
We've never been this close. And if you need time from me, you know I'm going to give it to you. You show up regularly. You respect this court. You respect this program. You need some time. You got it. Okay.
Thank you so much.
I'll keep pushing. You know, you had to work so hard to get to this moment. Like it's like the end zone is in sight. Go get it.
I know, I'm closest than I've ever been. So I'm like really serious about it. I just need a few days to get it like plan it out according to, my pay periods, things like that.
For sure. It makes sense. The thing is, Ms. Dates, you're handling things much more responsibly now. And so that means I have to budget this for this and that for that. Like that's who you are now. And so if that means that you have to take a little extra time, that's fine. Because what it means too is when you do it, you're not crushing yourself in some other area,
Right.
You're not missing a bill you need to pay. You're not missing something else. So I'm cool with this. I'll bump it 60 days. Good luck.
Thank you so much.
All right. Take care.
Bye, Miss Daly.
Bye. Bye.
Miss Daly.
Yes.
All right. Okay. So Miss Daly. 23-0-6-3-6-9.
Melissa.
Ooh, Miss Daly's got it. There's a echo. We're hearing ourselves in your phone.
Oh no.
Is there? Wait, do you have two
Wait,
phones going?
Did it go away?
Let's try it now. Yeah, it went away. Miss Daly, can you hear me?
Yes.
Hey, we're good. Okay. So it's Miss Krauskopf.
Yes, Your Honor, so Ms. Daly, I believe, is newer into Operation Drive, and we spoke yesterday. She's never had a valid driver's license, so she is going to be a 303G. It looks like the only suspension right now is a no proof of insurance out of Detroit, which I think abstracted in 2017. So that's okay. But what I told her we would do today is figure out when she's going to be eligible to go in once that no proof of insurance is paid.
I mean, the problem is that my guess is that she's had some tickets in Detroit that got defaulted. Because she's got some tickets from October of last year and December of last year that would bump her out to 2025. So it might be a situation where we just need to get her, like when she's making plans to pay that no proof insurance, we need to get her into Detroit to have like a court date on all these issues to see if we can get some of them dismissed. Because Ms. Daly, right now, because you've never had a license, there's this law that prevents you from getting a license if you've had 2 tickets before you apply. Well, you just had 2 tickets in October and December that hit your record. Now, on those cases from October and December, and don't worry, you're not going to get in trouble with this answer, but did you go to court for those, or have you not gone to court on those yet?
Were they for Detroit?
Detroit.
No.
Okay,
I
so that's,
I think they're hanging around in warrant status, Your Honor, from
which
what we
actually,
could tell.
this is the one time
Where it's
where
good.
you not going to court might actually help us. And I'm not encouraging anybody to not go to court, but it just so happens that maybe in this situation, we can get you a single solitary court date at the 36th, where you can have a global resolution where these tickets that are currently hitting your record are dealt with in a way that doesn't go on your record and keeps you clear from this 3-year ban. Okay. So I think it's probably a good idea to get Ms. Daly in contact with the 36th, find out if she can get herself a court date on all matters. You might have to post a bond, Ms. Daly. Okay. But I think that's key. And when you set that court date, just ask when you get that court date, you got to get a hold of Ms. Krauskopf, because it might even take like a phone call from this court to make sure that judge knows that you're in our program. Actually, I've talked with enough judges now. You should have got a welcome letter. Did you get a welcome letter?
No, I was actually hoping that you can make sure that they sent me something, because I never even got a court date notice for neither one of those. Like when it comes to 36th district, it's either hard for me to get a court date, or they say I have a court date and I didn't even get a notice for it.
So Paulina, let's do this, a couple things. You now have Ms. Krauskopf's number, right, Ms. Daly?
Yes.
Okay, so that's your that's your go-to person on this. Okay, we're gonna send you, Paulina, let's send her a welcome letter and make sure that she knows like sort of the whole detail of what we're trying to accomplish here. Ms. Daly, your homework assignment between now and the next time we see each other is call the 36th and just say, I know I have outstanding tickets. What do I need to do to get a court date? I'd like a court date on anything I have warrants on. And they might say, you need to come on in and you need to bring X amount of money for bond. Well, then report that to Ms. Krauskopf, because then I can decide, all right, well, they say they need $1,000 in bond money. Ms. Daly needs some time to do that. I'll adjourn my case, okay, to give you time to put that all together, okay? But that's what needs to happen. You have to get a court date so then we can start moving and getting something done in 36th, okay? Okay, so that's your homework assignment. It's no big deal. It's a phone call. You might have to sit on the phone for a little bit, okay? But it's a phone call, and just ask them, what would it take to get a court date on all of my traffic tickets?
Okay.
Okay. All right, cool. All right, this is good. All right, so I will see you back here. I'm going to say adjourn at 90 days, but it's not like I'm going to put this file away and forget about it for 90 days. Ms. Krauskopf, let us know if she runs into any issues setting a court date, okay?
Will do.
Good luck, Ms. Daly.
Thank you so much. Have a good day.
You too.
Thank you.
All right. Christopher Hall. Miss Kathy, we're almost there. I think
I'm here.
All right, Mr. Hall, this is 21-00294.
John, I got a pairing on behalf of Christopher Hall. Christopher.
Yes.
Congratulations, man. So Judge, we didn't have the updated information. This is one of those great surprises that we learn when we get in contact with our clients before the session. Apparently, we believed he had a permit that was good through January of next year, but he beat us to it and went and took that road test, and apparently is a parallel parking expert.
Okay, all right, hold on one second, Mr. Hall. Paulina, come on here. The record I have still says permit. Let's get an updated record. And that way I can do Miss Kathy. Mr. Hall, don't go anywhere. Let's just hang on one second. Miss Kathy,
Okay.
I did get your record, Miss Kathy. It says valid. So we are good to go on yours, and we're about to be good to go on Mr. Hall. I am just super impressed by both Miss Kathy and Mr. Hall that the report that I had a permit, and both of you guys went out and got a road test and got it taken care of. That is awesome.
Just
Okay,
nailed
so,
it. Yep.
so Miss Kathy, let's start with you. Let's see if we can get that mic going. I'm gonna unmute you now. Let's try it.
Hello.
Are you there?
Yes.
Okay, good. If I press my ear up close, I can hear you. Okay, so Miss Kathy is here. She has a valid license. I'm ready to move forward on the case. I'm so pleased for you, ma'am. Congratulations.
Thank you.
All right, so Mr. Angott, was Miss Kathy yours or?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so anything you want to say on her behalf now that she has a full and valid license?
Here, Kathy, I might need a ride somewhere, so I'm gonna be calling you.
She could take you wherever you need to go now.
Congratulations. It's fantastic. Great work.
Miss Kathy, is there anything you'd like to say before this court imposes sentence?
Yes. I'm thankful for being in this, having to in this program. It pushed me to work harder to get my life.
Well, Miss Kathy,
You hit the mute button if you can hear us. There you are.
all right, so Miss Kathy, I heard most of it because I was able to put my ear close to the speaker. And ma'am, we did try to push you, but in the right way. I was trying to get you moving, and I'm glad that you took advantage of this. I hope for your sake, it means peace of mind for you. And if I remember right, Cameron, right?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Now, wherever Cameron needs to go, you can go. You can take that child wherever that child wants to go, right?
Right.
So, and it's going to be a lot of places, and it's going to be a long time. All right. So it's the order of this court, Miss Kathy. All right, couple things. So she had an old ticket here. I got to make sure I got this. I apologize, everyone. I had there it is. You have her. Oh, there it is. Okay. So you had the allowing a licensed person to drive and expired plates. Now the expired plates, there had been some extra fees based on, there was a period of time where we were in bench warrant status. But Miss Kathy, I'm going to go back to when you first got the ticket, and the fine will be the same as if you paid it the day you got it. So on the allowing a licensed person to drive, the maximum fine, $500. I'll set it at zero. State of Michigan or court costs of $500. I'll set that at zero. So on the allowing, the total fine will be the $125 in state costs. And on the expired plates, I'm just going to take that back to $130 and waive any and all late fees. So the total is $255. Mr. Angott is going to get you a phone number to call because I will put you on a long-term payment plan, and you can just pay that off over time. And Miss Kathy, I hope this means amazing things for you in the future. Congratulations.
Yeah, thank you.
All right, take care.
Thank you, Judge. Take care, Kara.
All right, now, Mr. Hall.
Yes, sir.
Mr. Hall. So we did. We ran his record. And yes, his license is full and valid. Mr. Hall. Yeah, it's really nice because you probably haven't gotten the hard copy of your license yet. So
Not yet.
So I have people who, when they get that sort of paper version, they wonder, okay, is this going to hold up if I ever if I get pulled over? And so I always say, well, before we get done, I pull your driving record so that you know that whoever would pull your record, be it a job opportunity or promotion, they will see that you have a full and valid Michigan driver's license. Well done, Christopher Hall. Good
I
job. man.
appreciate
Good
it.
job.
Thank you.
Well done.
Thank you.
Wow. All right, Mr. Angot.
You know, Chris, same thing. It just it's a life changer, as you know, in all of our, I'll call you a graduate. You know, you get to the point where you've got that plastic in your pocket, no more looking over your shoulder. Just the stress is probably so much relief from not having that when you're driving as you had to before. And, you know, we always tell our clients, this is the Motor City. I think by design, we didn't have the mass transit that other big cities have because we built all the cars here and everybody's gonna drive a car. But that was before a license was required, you know, and then that came into play and it changed everything. And so it makes it so difficult, but you know, you getting it done, it like I've said before, it just motivates us. So it really, what you did for yourself, you've done for us as well. And I appreciate that.
I greatly appreciate you guys.
Mr. Hall, is there anything you'd like to say before this court imposes a sentence?
I just want to tell you, tell both of you guys, I really appreciate you, and y'all motivated me to get my life together, and then having my license is definitely a big life changer, and I really, really appreciate you guys and the program and everything.
Well,
Awesome.
That's awesome. Thank you so much, Mr. Hall, and thanks for getting the job done. All right, so Mr. Hall, there was a period of time where he was in bench warrant status, so bench warrant fees and all that lined up. So there's actually like $195 in fees, but I'm going to waive those fees and just start at zero. I will waive the fine and court costs and set the state costs at $125 on this. He's taking care of all his other responsibilities with the court. Now, there was a bond posted by Lucretia Hall.
Yeah, my mom.
Okay, so I'm going to release that bond back to her, but if she wants, she can always call up the court. If she wants to use any of that towards that 125, she can. But that's up to her, okay?
Okay.
But either way, if it's not going to be applied to that, I will authorize a payment plan. And I hope, Mr. Hall, that you are very proud of yourself, sir. And, you know, you worked really hard at this. Nothing was handed to you, and you got it done. Great job.
I really, really appreciate you. Also, one last question. So, does she her check come in the mail, or does she got to go to the court and get it?
So let's see, the bond. I want to make sure she put an address on there.
Because
Okay,
I
I'm
can
not-
just pay that 125 in about like 2 weeks. I can just pay that 125 myself.
Yeah, we could do that. So basically, they would send back to, and I'm not going to put her full address on, but it's a Melrose address. Does that make sense?
Yes.
Okay, so she can come up and pick it up, or they can send it to her. Although it would be kind of cool for her to get a check in the mail for you to say, Mom, remember when you posted that bond? You probably never thought you'd see that money back. Here you go.
Yeah, I had to pay it back. My mama don't play that. I had to.
He hit the mute button. You had to pay that back, huh?
Yeah, she don't play that.
All right. Well, hey, now you can tell her you don't have to worry about posting any more bonds. I have a valid license.
Right. I got you.
All right. Congratulations, Mr. Hall. You're all set. Well done.
I appreciate you. One more question. How much was the bond that she paid?
$250. It was a 10% bond, so she'll get $225 back.
Okay, cool. Okay.
All right. Good luck.
Take care,
All right,
Chris.
Thank you so much.
See you, man.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I have one person unidentified. Everybody else, I think, is here for the program today. On the 1+8 TE plus 5G, is this one of our participants or just someone observing? It's the only. Oh, Mr. Nathan. That's the one I needed. That's the one I've been looking for, Mr. Nathan. All right, case number 22-00943, Jamie Nathan.
Ready, Your Honor. John Angot appearing on behalf of Mr. Nathan.
Mr. Nathan, can you hear me okay? Okay, all right, so Mr. Nathan is here.
Judge, he's a 303G. There's something, so I looked at his tickets in Detroit, and there's one ticket, and I can give you the ticket number, but the in the ROA, it indicated that the SOS clearance was rejected. And So all the other tickets, SOS clearances were accepted and cleared. And I don't know why that one. And then Mr. Nathan indicated to me that he's had trouble getting hold of the probate court. Not quite sure what that is. I know that he spoke with Ms. Chappelli probably the last time he was online with us.
Judge
Regarding,
K, Judge K was dealing with this one before. So this is the one where he had a Wayne County probate.
Oh, yeah, okay.
So, okay, a couple things, Mr. Nathan. So, okay, so he's never had a license, so he's definitely in the 303 danger zone, okay? And so, let's see here. Hold on a second. Let me step aside for one quick second, okay? Bear with me. Judge K, I shot you just a quick message just to make sure I don't miss out on something. So, all right. So the way I see it with Mr. Nathan, we've got to take care of that probate matter. Okay. But we've also got to be very careful right now, Mr. Nathan, because the way I see his record. Very interesting. I think he would be eligible in October of this year, even with this 303G. So we're in trouble, Mr. Nathan, if you have 2 tickets within 3 years of your application, okay? Say you apply tomorrow. You have 2 tickets within 3 years. You have tickets out of Allen Park, one that hit your record in October of 2020, and then one that hit your record in June of 2021, okay? But as long as you don't drive again, you could be eligible in October, but you cannot drive. If you pick up any new tickets, we're in trouble. So in the meantime, while you're not driving, we need to take a look at this probate court ticket number and this old Detroit no proof insurance. Okay, so here's what I'd like to do, Mr. Nathan. I'm going to give you a homework assignment. Can you unmute for a second? Okay, so I'm going to give you a homework assignment, all right, between now and the next time we see each other. I'm going to have my court administrator call down to Wayne County Probate Court and find out what you need to do to clear up that suspension. We'll take care of that. You call the 36th District Court or talk with Mr. Angot and figure out how much you need to pay that 2010 no proof insurance. You see that, Mr. Angot?
yes, sir.
Okay, if he does those 2 things and doesn't drive anymore, he should be eligible come October. And the reason I say that, and Judge Casey, if you read this the same way that I do, okay? There's like 4 conviction dates that are problematic, okay? That cause me concern because he's never had a license, okay? One of them, and so this is the last 3 pages of his record, okay? One of them is so go about the 3rd from last page, middle of the page. October 5th, 2020. It's a speeding ticket, okay? That's one that would be within 3 years. Then the next line is September 15th, 2021. Well, that's even more problematic. But my read on it, Judge K, is that they both have the same violation date of February 22nd, 2020. They're the same incident. So that October 5th conviction date is the one that should stand. If you go down a little farther, then there is in the bottom of the next page, there's a June 1st, 2021 date out of Allen Park for no proof insurance. And on the last page, a failing to display a valid license from September 15th. That would be a problem, except they are both on the same date, April 4th. So even though we have 4 tickets within 3 years, okay, they're out of 2 traffic stops. So my read on it is the controlling date is that October 5th, 2020. What do you think?
Yeah, that it reminds me of, I think one of the first dockets, Operation Drive dockets that I observed, we kind of saw that happen. And we're wondering why it was able to get a license with all of the with all of the action we saw. So I think you're right. I think with the 2 on the one date counts as 1, the 2 on the other date counts as 1.
Okay, so Mr. Nathan, if you want to actually get a license, all right, in the next 90 days, you got to follow this plan to a T. Okay, you're going to have to call with Mr. Angot, figure out how much you got to pay in Detroit, take care of it. All right, then we are going to have to figure out from Wayne County Probate what you need to do. We'll tell Mr. Angot, and then when he tells you, you got to go do it. And the most important thing for the next 90 days, I don't care what it's for, you cannot drive. Because if you pick up another ticket, we're done. We're done until like 2024. So, and even as late as 2025. So you just can't drive. Can you do this, Mr. Nathan?
Yeah, but I feel like I don't know if I got like tickets. They sent me some something in the mail got me like 2 tickets, but I got a court date for them. But I think it's the 22nd of this month, but I'm not for sure what they for.
You got a court date the 22nd of this month?
Yeah.
Good. Where's that at?
I don't know if it was. I don't remember the ticket. I don't know if it was a ticket out of Royal Oak. I don't know if it was that, and then they sent me some in the mail for Detroit, or I don't know if it was Detroit or you guys.
Okay, so.
But I got a court date for the 22nd, so I don't know if it was for this or if it was for some ticket.
Well, no, you're here. You're here on this for me. Okay, so what I would say at this point in time is get in touch with Mr. Angot and figure out what the 22nd court date is, where it's at, because you don't want to miss court dates. Okay, and then figure out what the balance is in Detroit. Okay, once you take care of that, we're going to be trying to figure out what's going on in the probate court, but just don't drive. That's all I'm saying. Okay. All right. So, Mr. Angot, are you seeing the plan here, Mr. Angot?
Judge, I am. The only concern I have is what I mentioned earlier, is that there's a rejected SOS clearance on one of those 36 tickets that has a 0 balance.
Oh, so then well, okay. What was the last 4 digits of that ticket with the reject?
8851.
Hold on. That's different than the one that's suspending him.
But that's the only ticket that he has. Give me 1 second.
Your Honor,
yes.
May I suggest if the ticket that John is talking about is actually is the clearance is rejecting, it may be because that ticket is actually not suspending his license anymore.
Yeah,
you see the reject.
I'm going to send you the ticket number. John,
there's no balances on any of his cases except for an equipment violation. There's a $120 balance, but that wouldn't affect what we're talking about
here. No, but here we go. That's the ticket number right there. That's the ticket number that needs to be reviewed. And okay, that's fair. So if he's got 0, so that makes sense then. So Mr. Nathan, actually, your only job right now is to make sure you go to that court date on the 22nd. You can't tell me where it's at right now, which is a problem. So you need to figure out where that court. What's that?
I just gotta make sure. I think I got the zone, and I gotta make sure.
Yeah, his microphone's terrible. Mr. Angot, you're just gonna have to follow up with him on this one. So Tammy's got to call to the 36th and figure out why the ticket's still suspending him. Got to call down to probate court, find out what he needs to do to clear that up. He needs to not drive, and he needs to figure out where the heck he has to be on the 22nd. So I guess, Mr. Angot, that's the only work you have to do on this one, is make sure he knows where he needs to go. Okay.
Yes, sir.
All right, Mr. Nathan, you're all set for today. And Mr. Angot will be, you have his phone number, right, Mr. Angot?
Yeah. Yes.
All right. He'll be calling you. Good luck.
All right. Thank you.
Okay. So I'm going to make a note for Tammy. Poor Tammy. Okay. She's got a call 36th 2010 suspension. Why is it suspending him? And then call Wayne County probate. How to clear that ticket.
Your Honor?
Yes.
Hi, this is Ravina Mustafa with the Detroit Justice Center. This has been an amazing experience. Thank you for letting me observe. I didn't know if you needed the number for the person to call in Wayne County. It's the juvenile court.
Okay.
Probate court, and the individual is Candace Jenkins.
Candace Jenkins.
And her number is 313.
Okay.
833 4196.
That's awesome. You sure you can't just stop by all the time? I mean, that was a very helpful piece of information to just.
No problem. No problem. Well, you guys are amazing. I mean, this has been an amazing thing to observe. But yeah, I've had that with some of my clients. It's the juvenile court, and actually, it could be. Ms. Jenkins explained to me either it's a balance he owes for